should be all night. Working on this is the mic episode. Fuck.
Wait, when you say it's gone, it's like it's gone?
Yeah, I had to restart. I had to start all over. It's probably had like internet probably dropped out or something, and I had to start the whole process. I put it on the hard drive this time. I'm gonna just take that to the crib. It's still uploading, so I have a backup. What up, y'all? How we sound? We good?
We straight. We straight.
Oh shit! Got to plug the power. That would have been a disaster.
What's good, chill vibes? Just watching the Hornets Heats game as we chopping it up with y'all before we get started.
Bloods and Crips.
I didn't even peep that shit.
That's funny. Sheldon running about 5 minutes late, so he'll be on.
He'll be here by 10 o'clock.
Cool.
We good on audio and all that?
Appreciate it. Well, shit, we're going to get started, man.
Started?
Yeah.
All right.
This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dennis Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we got Nikki Duce.
What it do? What's happening?
And 3 empty chairs. FIFO should be here, and Shelton's running 5 minutes behind. And Q said he'll be on tonight as well. So give them a little time to join us.
I guess shit. We could. I guess I'll just do softball questions until they get here, and we could probably answer some of y'all shit in the chat. But did you hear the Kareem comments about LBJ?
I read about it. Yeah.
Did you read about it? What was your thoughts on that?
I had a couple of thoughts because so what caught me was that he apologized. I'm like, damn, what the fuck Kareem say?
Yeah.
So I was reading up on it, and it was like he was just being critical of him. So my first thought is that okay, we gotta watch. Kareem might be on watch.
And I only bring that up because I know you haven't been watching the Winning Time shit. Right? So I'm not sure how exactly accurate this is supposed to be portraying the real life characters, but based off what I've seen from Kareem, he a dick and an asshole.
Okay.
And the kumbaya, like, you know what I'm saying, my brother's keepers, Kareem, that
Black
I feel
Power,
like,
Kareem,
the one that
yeah.
I feel like I thought he was, it's like, that's kind of, it's there, but it's not how you think. And that's the first thing I thought about was when I heard these comments. I'm like, bro, what you did? They didn't even ask you none of this shit.
Right. He got like a Substack he's writing on. He's saying some of the LeBron's comments are beneath him and stuff like that. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you saying all this stuff? It makes absolutely no sense. So are you just trying to drum up, subscriptions? You're fucking Kareem. So it's not like you need the fucking money. So why are you even saying things about him? Why are you being critical about LeBron? Like, I know you believe, and I feel like your track record, your history, and everything points to you being black, pro-black, and everything like that.
Yeah.
So what's up with this behavior? Are you jealous that LeBron's about to pass your record? You didn't strike me as that type of person.
That's the thing that I was getting to, because a lot of niggas, you don't know how they feel about certain shit till it touch home.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So it was just odd, man. And I ain't gonna put him on Coon Watch.
Nah, he ain't on Coon Watch. She Kareem. You can't put
Kareem. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Hell nah. Oh, that should have been the title of this episode. You should have called it that.
But it just makes no sense why he's saying the things that he's saying.
He a hater. That's what it sounds like. It's like, bro, he is a hater.
He been that.
And I never thought he was.
You said been that?
You watched the show? Have you been watching it?
That's what I just told him about it.
Yeah. He was angry and hating on us. So that's Kareem.
He just, I don't know. It just seemed like nigga after all the winning you've done in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and you mostly done it in Los Angeles. You think
Yep.
he'd be the happiest nigga on earth?
Yeah. He got one in Milwaukee. He got a ring in Milwaukee.
No, I'm just saying, but like just basketball success. Like he arguably has maybe definitively has the best basketball career.
I mean, people have finally started to put him in GOAT conversations.
Yeah.
Or like GOAT conversations. So he's starting to really get that attention, and then he's doing all this. So it's I'm just confused by it all.
I think he's Kareem. I think he's bitter. I think he's bitter because for all the time, Kareem was probably one of the greatest players to never get the recognition. If you think about it,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I think that he didn't get no jobs. There wasn't nobody clamoring for him to be no coaches. Wasn't nobody coming to him for work. Wasn't nobody really talking about Kareem at all. So in saying that, to him, it probably felt like a slap in the face. And LeBron coming there getting all that love and has done so little, so to speak, for LA.
But it goes to show like who really talks about Kareem as far as a peer that bigs him up outside of basketball.
Yeah, and basketball heads, that's about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean like as far as like LeBron got like the league, like Wade, Melo, like other people are like, bro, I fuck with Bron. Like Bron a cool ass dude. You know what I'm saying? He, you know what I mean? Like outside of basketball, even with Kobe, niggas was fucking with Kobe and shit.
Right.
Bro, I have not heard a story about like somebody hanging out with Kareem.
Right. Really?
Well, you're not gonna hang out with Kareem. He too old.
No, I'm talking about even back then.
Like, there was no social media then.
No, I'm not even saying.
Even then,
just like
nobody
people,
talks about it.
Yeah, who are his friends? Like, who was cool with this nigga?
Right.
At least MJ got friends.
Magic got friends.
Magic got friends.
Yeah.
Never heard nobody be like, that's my nigga. Through thick and thin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never.
And maybe that's why motherfuckers ain't talking about
nobody.
Him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know anybody who's like,
not
I'm
even
close
Bill
with
Russell. Nobody.
Well, Bill Russell never. Well, he didn't really hang out with motherfuckers either.
But niggas fuck with
they
but
shit. Now. Even Kobe messed.
Kyrie.
LeBron.
Kyrie did his whole Uncle Drew shit with Bill Russell.
Okay.
At least Bill Russell get down with the youth. Like I have no one talks about Kareem. Even Hakeem Olajuwon helps out the younger guys with their post game and shit when they call them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't never heard nobody say they worked out with Kareem and learned skyhook.
He don't want to teach that shit,
right?
He
ain't want to show Magic.
Hell no. Real talk. Yeah, Magic got to take it from him. Early super chat question. Shout out to you. Drink more water. Who do we see play first, Zion or Ben Simmons?
Oh man,
that's a phenomenal question.
That is a phenomenal.
That is a phenomenal question. I'm gonna go Zion.
I'm gonna go Ben. I think that he may
put your mic up a little bit, just make sure we're getting it.
Can y'all hear me?
They can hear you. I just want to
make sure.
Yeah.
Ben. I think the only reason I say Ben is because they're gonna be in the playoffs probably a little longer, and I think that if they make it to the second round, he won't play in the play-in. He's not gonna play in the first round. Ben will get some spot minutes in the second round.
I say Zion because I think Ben's out for the rest of the season, even including the playoffs.
Well, they only said
because they keep kicking the can on what's wrong with him as far as injury wise. Because at first we thought it was mental injury, and now it's like they saying his back fucked up.
Yeah, is it still mental something after all this?
It can't be.
I think that
because he got what he wanted.
But it's like double dutch though. You got to get in the right time. He played all year. He gonna come out there.
But he ain't old. He's under 30.
And everything went his way. He got out. They whooped the hell out of Philly when they played.
They beat Philly so bad they couldn't boo the nigga.
Yeah, so he got that. Like he got everything.
And now he about to do this whole. He about to get at least half his bread back from the settlement. Because they not gonna keep it. They not. I think he gonna get at least half.
I won't give his ass shit.
I know you would. This ain't your money. I wouldn't do shit.
I hope they don't give him shit, bro.
I want to just because a black man deserves some sick leave.
I don't know. Man.
It's a goofy ass way to get
like
it.
the way he fucking did.
I know
don't like what
it's
he
a
did,
goofy ass.
Bro.
But if this is
this ain't fucking Atlanta. Like white people been scamming us all this time. Nah, fuck that shit, man. He need because you know what this reinforces that negative behavior. So that's why I don't like it. So I this is the one time I want white folks to do their white thing.
Off principle, if this was my organization, if I was like you, hell yeah, we ain't paying that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, seeing it from outside looking in, I love it. Especially because y'all know I've been talking shit about the Ken. What is the 2 organizations I've been talking shit about the most since I got on this platform? It's been the Philadelphia
Philly?
and who else? And the Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
Ever since, and I've been
I
telling
don't know
niggas
why you dog go to state so bad. We got to dive into that one day.
Bro, I used to go. I used to be bad on Golden State too.
Really?
I call Steph a one trick pony.
Hey, real talk. If we want to keep it a bean, everybody talk about KD should have left Golden State. Golden State ain't been shit since KD left. They ain't made the playoffs. They barely made the play-in.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. Because they
gonna make the playoffs this year, but no one's got them going far. But nonetheless, I'm just saying. Original point. This whole process with Philly has just been. This has to be the worst stint of an organization, probably in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
As far as when you talk about the process beginning to where it's at now, because this is the end of the process. Because obviously, if the next 2 years, if Harden doesn't get them, if they don't get to the finals, then it's like, what was the whole point of doing all that?
Mm-hmm. And they did it to themselves though when they got rid of old boy, the GM. What's his name?
Elton Brand.
No, what's his name?
The guy before him, not the one that's not
who started
Not Brett Brown. No, it was his son.
I can't think his name.
I know the chat know. Who was the guy that started the process that they fired? If Q was here, he'll know.
Yeah,
Q can give us a whole dissertation on the motherfucking process.
But they kept on going with it.
Mm-hmm. They did.
They wasted so many young people, like niggas from Duke and Kentucky hate Philly because how much talent they wasted because of that shit. Like
they did get back to relevancy though, but they still never could get over the hump. So it didn't pay off necessarily in the end, but it did pay off.
I don't know. What do you consider relevant though? Because most of the time we talking shit about it. Ain't like we glorifying it.
But honestly, for most sports, success is not with wins and losses. It's with putting butts in the seats and how much money they make their bottom line. So when we talk about it from that angle, you got a superstar at A-level superstar in Joel Embiid.
That's it.
Kind of, what's his name?
Sam
Hinkie. Yeah, but you got an A-level superstar. So that kind of helps you out in that realm. Now, of course, you want to win. You want to win games. That's what you want to do. But the bottom line for the owners in a lot of these cases, they're not sports people. And we saw that in the Lakers show. I've been saying that forever, but they said it to the guy in the Lakers show.
Jerry Buss.
They told Jerry Buss, yeah, wins and losses. Yeah, right. It's about the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So, still,
I think the process. I still think the process worked. The hell was that? That must be Oubre.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I remember when FIFA was gassing his ass up when he was on Golden State.
On Golden State, he didn't fit.
And again, this is the random ass niggas that he be put like FIFA be trying to claim like they gonna be solid. Bro, they don't be doing shit.
Well, either way, I think the process overall worked. I mean, shit, they got all them other motherfuckers didn't work out. The multiple centers. What was I know Q's on here. The guy they drafted from Duke. That's just gone. We don't even.
Jaleel Okafor?
Yeah, Okafor.
I was so high on him. I thought he could.
At least Nerlens Noel is still in the league.
Yeah, at least he's still in the league. But Noel
Fultz is in the league still.
Yep. Fultz, they gave up on Fultz. They let the media and everybody give up on him.
They gave up. People forget about Evan Turner.
Yep. But Evan Turner was down anyway.
He was before the process.
Who?
I said Evan Turner was before the process. Like he was like 2010.
I told you, if anybody, you know everything, bro. When it comes to
Still gave up on him early. Did he even make it to the end of his rookie deal?
He was on. We gave him a contract extension. Then he got traded
to Boston, right?
No, he got traded to Indiana.
Oh, it was Indiana.
He did play before afterwards. Yeah.
Remember the 2013 Pacers when they added Evan Turner? They added one of our backup bigs, and then there was somebody else who got added to that team. It was Paul George, Roy Hibbert stuff.
Who did they trade for him? Q.
Bro, we gave him away because
they threw him away.
He just didn't really pan out.
He was playing point guard when he was with Philly, wasn't he?
When he was, I think he was like more of a 2-3 with us. We had Drew Holiday. We traded Drew Holiday for Nerlens on draft night.
Yeah, because he really didn't have a position. He played point in college, He was like
Ohio
a
State.
true point forward, but he was too slow to play point in the pro.
Yeah, man. And the process is incomplete. But to me the process was sabotaged because Sam Hinkie was the mastermind behind the entire thing. When you look at what we were doing prior to, we had, I think it was like 2 seasons before the process started with Sam Hinkie, we had Andre Iguodala, who went on to go on to Denver. We had Drew Holiday, who was a burgeoning young all-star star. We had we had guys like Tony Roden. We had guys like Sims. You remember Tony Roden? We had Sims. We had Evan Turner. We had Phil. Who was it? Doug Collins was our coach, and it was just a bunch of mediocre teams. We took a Boston team that went on to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. We took them to 7 games. Rondo closed us out, and we looked in the mirror. And we were like, "Yo, we got to do something about this like squad, dude. Like, we can't continue to be a middle of the pack type team." And Sam Hinkie's whole idea was, let's just tear it down and let's just tank, because what's the point in us trying to play for the first round out, or let's try to play for 28 games or 28 wins max. Let's just play for ping pong balls. You can disagree with that philosophy, but ping pong balls did, convey most of the time. There's a lot of internal strife that they were handicapping Sam Hinkie. Rumors of him wanting to take Porzingis. They said no, take Jahlil Okafor. That happens. You have people who act like Markelle Fultz was not the number 1 pick in that draft consensus. There are certain people who would have picked Tatum number 1, but overall that entire year, it was Markelle Fultz was the guy. And anybody back then said that trade was a good win for both teams, because we needed a point guard, and we didn't get him with D'Angelo Russell. We ended up getting Jahlil Okafor. So when people want to say that the process failed, the process was sabotaged when they removed Sam Hinkie and they installed Brian Colangelo and Jerry Colangelo, because the league was fed up with how we kept losing and how certain teams were able to just walk into our building. And although Brett Brown did the best he could, it was a guaranteed win basically when you played the Sixers. There's definitely a lot of mistakes that were made during the process. No process of any team is without its mistakes. But I think you would be a fool to say that the process did not yield a generational talent in Joel Embiid. It didn't yield a Ben Simmons, who I still think is probably a top 3 defender in the NBA. It just didn't work out between doing things like trading Mikal Bridges on draft night. And this is after Sam Hinkie. Trading Mikal Bridges on draft night for Zaire Smith. You know what I mean? That's just utterly ridiculous. Like, it was stupid when it happened, and it's stupid now. So there's so many pitfalls that happened during the process, but overall, I just think you got to look at it like it was incomplete.
Hey, blame Stephen A. Smith, man, because he used to get on them all the time.
He was going hard on us. He was going hard on Sam Hinkie, because Stephen A. Smith, he want to do that shit where 1 minute he want to be Ted Turner, then he want to be Nat Turner. Pick a fucking side, bro. You know what I mean? Pick a fucking side. Like, once a black GM couldn't never do what Sam Hinkie does. Shut the fuck up, bro. Because I get it. Yes, a black GM couldn't do what Sam Hinkie does. But you don't do no type of advocating for black GMs when they get jobs anyway. So what are you talking about? Or guys that should be GMs who are black. So what are you talking about? So Sam Hinkie made mistakes. No one's saying he's perfect. But when I look at the overall lifespan of what we've been doing for the past 6-7 years in the process, it started out great, sabotaged, and now it's just incomplete and it's dead right now. But
let me ask you a question about, since we're speaking on black crimes. Cassie asked in the super chat to watch the Kareem doc on HBO. Huge angry black man. What are your thoughts on Kareem's comments on LeBron James?
I don't know where Kareem is at right now, man. I feel like that's like some generational. That's a generational divide between him and LeBron, man. What's the quote he said that he was disappointed in LeBron or something? He said
something was beneath him or something like that.
Yeah.
I know he didn't like the COVID-19 Spider-Man meme. And then he said some of LeBron's actions are beneath him. He didn't really attribute it to anything specifically that I recall. I think he was just speaking in general.
All right. Was it beneath Kareem when he smacked the shit out of that dude on the court, or was that beneath him when he did that, or was that okay? Cool. So Kareem, I feel you, fam. Love you to death. Top 3 player of all time. But it just seemed like some generational old man shit, and he just kind of looking down the barrel because LeBron is about to pass him probably next year in points. So
I think he's just getting old, man. I think that's what it is.
It's fine, like you know what I mean.
I want Kareem and Scotty to sit in the room and just talk trash about everybody together. Let's see how far that would go.
Scottie Pipp?
Yeah. That's a lot of hate and animosity in that little.
Yeah. With all that success, and it's all based off of them.
Just put Isaiah
like
Thomas in there too. Put
Isaiah going there with him too.
He would. Isaiah wouldn't be hating like that.
No, Isaiah ain't hating. He only hit on one mark. I'll give you one.
Yeah, he don't fuck with Jordan like that.
That's it.
I love that shit.
And he got reason.
I love how he don't fuck with. I love how Isaiah Thomas don't fuck with Michael Jordan, man. He just like, man, y'all.
I do too, man. I be hitting me up every time I see something, man. I'm like, man, Isaiah, man, Zeke. I fuck with Zeke, man, heavy.
And he be saying that shit with a smile too. He be like,
yeah, man.
LeBron is just the greatest player of all that we've ever seen. And, you know, him and Kareem and Bill Russell, he be leaving Mike all the way on like the other side of top 5. Like, that shit is amazing.
That's the only nigga that get under Mike's skin still to this
day.
Everybody else he beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. He had to catch the Pistons when they were on the way down, when they were old.
Mm-hmm. Would y'all put Oakley in that room?
Oakley's gonna fight everybody in the goddamn room.
Oakley's fine, man.
Oakley's off that brown.
I love to hear him trash talk too.
Yeah, Oakley off that Henny. He ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
T3 still in the league. When y'all pick him up?
He been on his. Well, they signed him for the rest of the season.
But that part I didn't know.
A 10-day contract. Not too long ago.
You want to read the rest of the chats?
Yeah, we got a couple more. Let me see.
You must not be doing shit.
I got one of you.
Kevin Timothy. He said, y'all watch any women's college ball? I find it more exciting than the WNBA. UConn versus NC State was the best game of the tourney, men's or women's.
I haven't watched. No, I didn't. I barely watched the men. And I damn sure didn't watch the women.
I was gonna say you gonna keep it a B. You ain't gonna be like B. Who we talking about some? Y'all sleeping on. I was like B. Come on, bro. I'll fuck with you, but you ain't gotta do all that. I'm sure. Nah, I've been checking it because what I've been surprised more is ESPN is giving them a primetime spotlight.
Yeah.
So I really do like that. But as far as have I been watching, no. To say it's better than WNBA, say shit to me.
Yeah, and it is better than WNBA. That was not the best game of the tournament. That was a very, very good game. It really, really was. But the UNC Duke was the best game of the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because I'm a Carolina fan. I'm just saying that the game was just the best game. But shout out to the South Carolina women and Dawn Staley for winning.
Yeah, I saw they won.
Her second championship, and she took out Gino Auriemma. That was huge for me because I had a rough weekend with Carolina, but I was really proud of the South Carolina women coming through like they are, and they're the new dynasty. So, yeah, I like that. The only problem with college basketball, women's college basketball, is so much haves and have-nots. And what I mean by that is even if you watch the tournament, you know how on the men's side you can't set your bracket, you're done after the first day. That ain't the case in women's like that because these teams are so far. The disparity between 1 and 16 is like college playing against high school. Yeah. They're not that close. Speaking of the devil, there go Kareem. So it's not close enough to where it's competitive yet because all your biggest schools getting all the top, super top tier talent. So once
I think it will get more viewership now that ESPN and like other sports programs are being intentional with broadcasting.
And it should. It's really good basketball. It really, really is. They play good.
College basketball ain't been good for a little minute on both sides. So I ain't going that far.
For the women, it has. They're not having the problems that men are having.
What'd you say, Q?
I say y'all still watching Booster Ball, man. Get that shit out of here.
Let's go to the next one. Tracy G, shout out to you. Should a black man stay the Nets head coach?
Should a black man become the Nets head coach?
I think the last head coach for the Nets was black, wasn't he?
Who?
Who was it?
No, that
Jock
was Kenny
Vaughn.
Atkinson. Kenny Atkinson, right?
Let me look at it.
It was Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah. He was white. He just had a black name.
Yeah.
It was Kenny. I will never forget when they fired Avery Johnson after he won Coach of the Month. So
Shit, let Kyrie talk. They the coach. They already got black coaches.
Yeah.
Katie and Kyrie.
Shit.
Jock Vaughn was there, but
he was the interim after.
Yeah, he
Kenny
was
got
interim.
fired.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. Thank you. And
Mm.
Jock coaching there now. He's an assistant there now, and he probably running it. To be honest,
Yeah.
because Jock was he was next in line. He was a really good coach.
Damn, they went through
Kansas alone.
after between 2012 and now. The Nets have went through Avery Johnson, PJ Carlesimo, Jason Kidd, Lionel Hollins, Tony Brown, Kenny Atkinson, Vaughn, and now Steve Nash.
And they're probably gonna keep Nash.
They should have hired Penny. But that's me.
Yeah, Steve Nash is he's in a good spot for him because he has so many veteran assistants that are those are head coaches. Like I said, you got Jock Vaughn. He had who are all them coaches he had at one time? He had about 3 or 4.
He's in a good place because no one can blame him.
Right.
He's the fourth person that you think about on. You don't even think about Steve Nash
There
in
you
the,
go.
in the
That's
league.
exactly what I was gonna
I don't
say.
even think that he's a coach until someone says,
Yep.
"Oh yeah, you know Steve Nash." is coach
He
of the-"
gets no criticism. You ever notice that?
Yeah, he'll get nothing. They don't even show him. In
The only
game,
one
you
that
know.
the only one that talks about him is Nick Wright. Nick Wright. And that's because he hates Brooklyn in general because he don't want nobody competing against LeBron or making a KD argument against LeBron. So he always call out how Steve Nash is one of the worst coaches in the NBA.
Do you know?
That's the only-
Do you know who Steve Nash is in hip hop?
Who?
Steve Kerr?
Nash. In hip hop, his comparison, he's Praz.
Prize, damn.
He is Praz. He is Coach Praz.
Yes.
It's Lauren and Wyclef, Katie and Kyrie, and then it's just Praz.
That's-
It's like
that's
I thought you
good.
were gonna say when Consequence joined Tribe.
shit. Chill out, nah. No. That's like the last guy on the bench. I don't know. Shout out Consequence.
Oh man, he called him prize. That's good.
He's Praz, man.
Pat the Don said, "Stop sleeping on the Heat. Nets don't want no smoke."
The Heat asleep on themselves. And y'all better stop. And y'all better stop before Jimmy Butler smack the shit out of everybody. That's like Udonis Haslam ain't playing that shit.
We was just talking about that before we started. Me and Ken was like, "Bruh, the Heat I don't know what it is. They struggle to face anybody, especially this last stretch after the All-Star break."
Jimmy's shooting numbers, bro. It's Jimmy's shooting numbers, and the fact that they don't really have a consistent offensive weapon. Tyler Hero, he's really good off the bench, and he does what he's supposed to do most nights. But by consistent, I just mean like you have a guy who, in night out, very rarely does he not get you 25 on efficient shooting. And I think that what you're gonna see is the Heat will probably go star hunting this offseason for either Bradley Beal or Donovan Mitchell. And I can see that easily.
Well, I hope, because y'all motherfuckers been hyping up the Heat damn near
all season.
Man, bro. So I hope for y'all's sake that they do something in the first, that at least they get out of the first round.
It depends on who they face.
They really do.
This play-in tournament is real, especially on the East, is going to be dangerous for somebody. That's why I felt like they was trying to lose their games. What did they say? Hold on, Brooklyn, they moving up? We better let the Knicks get a couple comeback win and all this
I got a better shot at 6 than I do at 8.
Aren't they out?
Oh, yeah, they just got mathematically out. The Knicks.
Who?
Fuck you.
I know they were hanging on, but
I know Julius Randle. You know, one thing is, I will say this: Julius Randle plays so much better on the road than he does at home. I don't know if we've talked about it, but if you watch some of them Knicks games where he's in the Garden, he look like he don't fuck with those fans at all, dude. He's like, man, fuck y'all. I'm not.
Didn't he cuss him out earlier?
Well, he talked about Well, he came out. I read that in the Athletic article. He says that he still wants to be a Knick. All that trade rumor shit was false, but I don't know about that. But he says that the most difficult thing about being in New York, he said, I don't really care about when they boo me. It's just that my son and my wife be at the games and
If
they
niggas
hear
don't
that
stop
shit.
that,
Well, he need to let him stay at
you
home.
know what? You
All
know
right,
what?
I'm gonna.
But this is what I'm saying. He said like it's hard for me. He's like, cause my son loves game basketball. He's like he loves being around dad. So him to hear that, he said that's what gets to me.
You know what? Let me
What
just
you
say
about to
this.
say?
Soft ass
Let him
motherfuckers,
Let me
stay at
just
bro.
say
home.
this, man. Let me just say this. NBA players, y'all gotta stop using that line. Y'all
For
gotta
real.
y'all gotta get some new bars, dog. Like Russell, my son. Like, bro, you shut up, bro. No one wants to hear that shit, bro. Sometimes you gotta go home and be like, you know what, son? Daddy played like shit today. And sometimes when daddy play like shit, the arena's gonna boo. But you know what you do, son? When you get booed, you come back the next day and you just be stronger. Don't be, Daddy, why they booing you? Because I'm playing like shit, son. That's why. Because I'm playing like what the fuck? All this, these cliches have to go. I get it that like, yo, unless the fans are like throwing banana peels on the court like they did back in the 90s and 80s and shit, unless they in the Indiana Pacers holding the fucking, the pointy thing on top of their head when Michael was in town, unless they calling you boy on the sideline like Melo did and whatnot earlier in the season and say, yo, check that shit. I'm not doing that shit. Philly fans, I'm not doing that shit. Unless they doing that to you, unless they berating you, throwing shit at you, throwing popcorn on you like they did Russ last season, spitting on you if you Trae Young, I don't want to hear about this. Man, my wife and my kids. Your wife and your kids live in a 30-room mansion. I
Right,
mean,
it's
30,
bullshit.
like, so stop talking about what they got to endure. They
They
niggas who
call
working, like, what are you talking about,
they call somebody oil.
I don't even know, bro. It's just like,
Damn,
I don't even
I
know
ain't
what's
heard
going
that since
on.
I was in school. He said, "You so black, you look like oil."
Yeah, man. It's just like,
Damn.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, dude on the sidelines talking to Carmelo, he calling him boy. I understand that as a
Oh
black, don't call
boy.
me no boy. Yeah. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Don't call me a boy. You know what I mean? I don't play that shit. I don't care where the fuck we at. You know what I mean? Like KD, he talks shit back to the fans. When a fan just be like, yo, KD, we need you to take over, he be
And
like, shut
people
the
get
fuck
on
up.
him for that too.
Yeah, you saw.
Which is the funny thing about that, Q.
But I like that shit though. Be like
Kyrie
that,
do
you
it
know what I
too.
mean?
Yeah, the dude just told him, we need to take over. You heard it. All he
Yeah.
said was, "It's your
Shut
time.
the
You got
fuck
to take
up.
over
Like,
now." He told him, "Shut the fuck up."
no, like real though. But that's real though. Don't be on some my son. Like, no, nobody, your son don't even comprehend half the English language. He over there bobbing his head. He don't know what the fuck going on. He is still an infant. Talking about some my
Bruh, chill
son.
out.
Bro.
Chill out on
Nah,
the
bro.
kid, bruh.
Wait, how old is
Him
the
and
kid?
Russ gotta chill,
Kid young
bro.
as fuck. Kid like at
That
least
kid is
5 or 6,
that kid is like
maybe
2 years
younger.
old.
Wait, what kind of bobbing is his head doing?
He
Never
can't
mind.
hold
He
his
say,
head
nah,
up.
he trying to
Like,
say,
Bro, this nigga, he
he
only,
trying
bro,
to say
he
he
is
got
2 years
that.
old.
Remember Chris Paul's son back in the day? Boy, that nigga had a noggin
That
on
nigga,
that nigga.
he said he can't hold his head up.
bro, he can't even hold his head up talking about some, my son and my wife. And your wife got a 30-carat diamond ring. Shut the hell up, Julius. I love you to death, but no, like, this is not what needs to happen. Like, unless they doing something derogatory, or unless they are being physical, this era of niggas who just want to talk about their family and how they got to endure this shit, bro. There are people who are working in the arena who got to endure like the security, whether it be the concessions people. They got to endure drunk fans touching on them if you cheerleaders. Like, bro, they ain't trying to hear that shit from people who making $28,000 a game. No one's trying to hear that. Like, this is some of the most privileged discourse that has arisen. Is my family has to hear that.
Yeah, it's
I
getting
rather,
old.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't take my kid to work with me, so you know.
I
Like,
rather
what?
I rather get all those booze than to clean one of them bathrooms.
That's it.
I'm saying, bro.
At one of them arenas.
I'm
boy.
saying.
Boy.
Tell him to go get a 9 to 5.
You want to read one more
What's-
before we go into the real
what's,
conversations?
Yeah, Pat the Don. What up, Pat the Don? He say, ask Q about our Eagles.
Okay. What about him?
You see that trade they
I
made
think
with
they
the
probably
Saints?
talking about that trade.
Yeah, that was a good trade. But I think the trade is indicative that they don't believe in Jalen Hurts.
You think they going for Willis?
I don't know who they're going for. I really don't even know who's going to be nice next year like that. I know that there's like 3, 4 QBs, right? That's going to be like that. So I'll do my
For
due
next year,
diligence on that draft.
possibly. They only got two. That's
Yeah.
Alabama and OSU, but
Right.
they may. I mean, if you got at least two, somebody's gonna bring up two more.
Yeah. So what I see is we let go of one of our first this year to get a first next year. If we're going defense in the first round, that'll let me know if they believe in Jalen Hurts. If they don't draft a wide receiver, they don't believe in him. And I think Howie Roseman, the tea leaves and what people have been telling me is that behind closed doors, they're kind of setting him up to fail. Basically on some, if you are that guy, you can do with the least amount possible, and we'll see if you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if I'm being real with you, the Eagles, we kind of backed our way into the playoffs by default. We were 0-6 against playoff teams. A lot of Hurts' stats came in garbage time when teams are playing defense, prevent defense, and the only QBs that we beat in the latter half of the year was Teddy Bridgewater, I think fucking the Giants QB, fucking what's his name, Trevor Simeon in New Orleans, and you know what I mean, Taylor Heineke. So we backed in. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, and Jared Goff, and the Lions are terrible. So in our 7 or 8 wins that we had last year, we went 8-9, walking back into the playoffs. By halftime in the playoffs, it was 31-0. And it's just like, this is who we are right now. I get that we're rebuilding, but this was a good trade to secure the future. If Hurts is that guy and he does do it with the least, like they're setting him up to fail, and if he doesn't do it, like they're betting on it, then we have enough to trade up in the draft to get a QB probably.
They also added draft capital for next year too, Q, because they got a second rounder in that pick too, in that slot too. So you added an extra pick, and you can kind of build that roster up a little bit more.
I agree with you. If they do offensive lineman or wide receiver, because this is
they
the
don't
best.
Believe in them.
They don't need no line.
I'm just saying.
Our line is getting a little bit old.
So that's what I'm saying. Jason Kelsey ain't gonna protect you, but like that nigga been in the league with them for 20 years.
He's on a 1-year deal right now.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. O line or wide receiver.
If they go that, then yeah.
I think they'll go defense and they'll add a wide receiver. This is my thoughts. And the reason why I say this is because this wide receiver class is stacked. It's a ton of wideouts in this particular draft. This is not a QB draft. It's a wide receiver draft, and all these guys are around the same level player.
To be honest, it's a everything but QB draft.
Everything but
you
QB.
You can get a good DB in this draft. There's about at least 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. I want your boy.
I didn't realize his stock was getting that high.
It is.
Cause I thought the Bengals was gonna be able to get him like earlier on, before the playoffs.
Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner damn near is getting talked up to be a top 5 pick.
He might be a top 5 pick.
Damn.
They may say he may be the best defensive player or player in general in this draft.
Don't be surprised.
So I want the Giants to get his ass. I hope the Jets don't get it. That's the only thing I want.
There was one more I missed. Did you see it?
Yeah. I'll read that off before we go into the championship game. Jay Mika, shout out to you. How do y'all feel about the Mavericks? Their last game, they beat the Bucks and held Giannis in check until the game was basically over. I think it was on First Thing First. Someone said that the Mavs are like 4 or 5 games away from having like the best record in the NBA.
They've been on the roll. Nobody's been paying attention.
No one's been talking about it.
So, I mentioned that Doncic should be in MVP talk.
If I didn't know that was that close, because I was like, if that's the case, that's correct. But based off of how MVPs is these days, I don't know how they decide who the most. These niggas is picking 6, 7 seeds for MVP, and I'm like, bruh.
Oh, I got a 365 on the way. I'm just waiting.
I don't know how they picking this shit.
You said, so you picked up Luka. You said Luka was the guy.
I didn't say it was the guy. I said he should be in MVP talk. Yeah, he should. Based on the way that the MVP discussions were going, I was like, well, if you guys are doing this, why are you not doing that? Meaning, how are you not looking at Luka when Luka has less than the guy that they're trying to prop up? It just, I'm a guy, I like to do things based on logic, and it just won't make logical sense to me. So I'm like, I don't understand why y'all not doing all this other stuff, all these other people and stuff like that. If the criteria you guys are saying the reasons why it more than applies to Luka.
And no, I'm talking about no, I misspoke. I didn't mean to say for the best record in the NBA, but one of the best records in the NBA. Should say that because the Suns do got over 60 wins. But nonetheless, the Mavs still being
It must have been like after the All-Star break or something like that.
yeah, probably.
Kind of like
the
Boston
Mavericks,
was like 20 something and 4. You know.
the
Now, I
Mavericks
mean, shit,
are the Mavericks are like a
we'll
Rudy
find out
Gobert
what happened
trade
when they
away.
get to the playoffs because he got rid of 3-6 Latvia. So now it's all your show, bro. So but
He wasn't
he
feeling him
seems
either.
to kind of thrive in this way.
He wasn't even feeling Kristaps either, man. The Mavericks, they're like a Rudy Gobert trade away from being where they want to be at. That's who they need. They need somebody who can erase the mistakes that Luka has on defense. And I think he's finally played himself into basketball shape finally, so that's good. Last year, I
He
don't know
did.
what it was. I don't think last year he was on a DoorDash diet, but this year it seemed like he's like really doing his thing. Finally put himself into shape, but they just need like that rim protector guy he can throw lobs to. I think Rudy Gobert is like the perfect candidate this summer, especially with the Jazz being on like just the teetering of like Donovan Mitchell saying I can't do this no more, blah blah blah. Rudy Gobert constantly being like the scapegoat of why we can't do what we need to do in Utah. That's a prime candidate for them to go to Dallas and make some noise next year for real. And they can obviously make noise this year. I just don't know if they have that type of eraser or that type of inside presence like a Gobert type to do what they need to do.
Hey, I don't know if this is a real stat, but I saw that Donovan Mitchell averages 2 passes
That's
to
a
Rudy
real stat.
Gobert a game.
That's a real stat.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That's a real
Someone
stat.
said someone else said it on the sports show that I heard.
Yeah, I sent that to the group chat. That's a real
So
stat.
that okay. So you put that in. Okay.
Yeah, it's a real stat, dude. Because it's just like the reason why the Jazz are just in the position that they're in is that, like we said last week, they don't have that secondary scorer who can put fear in people's heart the same way like Kawhi and Paul George have. You know what I mean? Or like theoretically Joel Embiid and James Harden. Theoretically, like I would say like a DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine type. So if they were able to find that type of guy, they could. But it's hard when nobody really wants to come to Utah. So I think Mitchell's at the breaking point now where he's like, look, if we get bounced first round, if we get embarrassed like 4-0, 4-1, I'm going to be going up in that front office and be like, I want to go to New York. I want to go to Miami. I want to go to Philly.
They gotta get to the Western Conference Finals for him to stay.
For him to stay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they have to get that. But they probably won't, even though this is the only year that they I went into the season thinking it was just going to be Utah being a dark horse in the West, mostly because I think Donovan Mitchell, like you've been saying, Q, he fed up. He can't.
Done.
This nigga dropped multiple 55-point games in the bubble, and this nigga still got bounced out. Like,
yeah, that's gotta hurt.
That gotta hurt.
Yeah,
I would actually, even if I know I said Gobert could go to Dallas, but I know it would probably never happen. But I would love to see Donovan Mitchell and Luka on the same team. Personally, I feel like that would be like some dynamic guard play where Luka could kind of like they could kind of share point guard responsibilities, share 2-guard responsibilities.
I don't want to see none of that shit.
Man.
Bring his ass to New York, like, bro.
No,
we need to see that motherfucker on
obviously.
big stage. Yeah, I do not want to see him sharing the spotlight with no white boy.
Would you give up RJ Barrett for
him? Man, 100%. Man, come on now.
I don't see. No, I don't
because
know if that's 100%.
I'm thinking because it's the same thing. I learned from my mistakes with the Melo trade. You don't give up your whole roster for one superstar.
I would trade.
So what? Like we give up RJ, and then what we have left, we don't have. You just got Donovan Mitchell and a bunch of guys.
I would give up RJ for a piece of chewing gum. RJ ain't gonna do nothing but shoot the ball.
You keep talking about that like LaMelo taking y'all far. How much y'all losing by this game?
A lot. We in the play-in though.
They over here, they doing so much goofy shit. Kid on a fast break, Tyler Hero didn't even attempt a layup or a dunk. He went straight to the three.
He said these motherfuckers trash.
Niggas is
Go back.
Did you
garbage.
see that? Hey,
Bro, that shit is comedy.
but the Knicks gonna be watching us at home. That's all that
Oh,
I know.
okay. Hey.
Y'all gonna well, never mind. We're gonna
Uh-huh.
get there.
Y'all still gonna have to play in New York.
No,
Yeah,
we're gonna get there. It's on the docket.
All right.
I had a question for you.
Tracy G asked y'all, "What up, Tracy G?" She said, "Will Tibbs be fired? Will
Hell
Toronto
yeah.
go deep with Van Fleet? And will the Warriors get bounced in the first round?"
Tibbs probably will not be fired. Just Ken told me, and I read up on this too. The report says that he's good for next season.
Yeah.
After basically after he won Coach of the Year, they exercised his 5th year option on that deal he signed. And then on top of that, they say that he got support from the ownership. Leon Rose still fuck with him, and he got heavy support from all the key guys in the locker room.
That's crazy.
So we'll see him again next year. I'll do a 365 on that though.
I think the end of the year, the exit interview, they're gonna change their heart. They're gonna get rid of him.
Nah.
But Tibbs is gone, man. Tibbs is gone. I think that Tibbs is gone because I think Quinn Snyder is gonna probably leave the Jazz, and I think that Quinn Snyder in either like a Lakers position, like they were reporting, or a Knicks position, if they are able to get a Mitchell or a Dame, I think that would be pretty nice for what y'all need to do, man. Y'all just need a foundational coach that can do with y'all for the next like 6 or 7 seasons. You know what I mean? And I think that a guy like Quinn Snyder could install a pretty good offense to where it will work. Because right now, Tibbs is known for. Tibbs is a one and done coach. The first year when he gets there to a new position, to a new coach, people buy in because they're like, yo, this feels like structure. It feels like, yo, he's up in the. I think Julius Randle was talking about last year when they were doing really well before the whole Trae Young fiasco. I'm putting up shots in like the garden and whatnot, and I look up and I see the Tibbs office light on at like 2 a.m. That makes me feel good, right? When you're in your second year and you look up and you still see that light on, and you ain't getting no wins, but then he come in and blowing that whistle at you like, get on the line, we gonna run. The fuck we running for, Tibbs? Like, what do you mean? We just had a back-to-back. You want me to run again? The same offense? You ain't add no new wrinkles in? This is the system. This is how it goes. It grates on players, man. So they always call him year 2 Tibbs. So year 2 comes in, and then most of the guys, they done checked out because all that military shit, that shit don't work when you don't have the results.
The second part of Tracy G's question was, will Toronto go deep with Van Vliet?
They turned their season around.
I like them, man. I like them. Nick Nurse, top 3 coach in the NBA. I like what Toronto's doing. They're so weird. Siakam has bounced back from that bubble season in Tampa. So let's not forget that they were out of pocket last year. You know what I mean, with the whole pandemic and stuff, whatnot. So Siakam, Anunoby, Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes is going to be one of the best players in the NBA in the next 4 years, easily. I think he's a Kawhi type. The fact that they gave up on Precious Achiuwa so quickly, and Nick Nurse has been able to turn him into a serviceable big, I think that Toronto can. I think that they could beat us, the Sixers. They could probably beat us in 6 or 7 games, personally, because they're that long. They're that
right
big.
now. If everything stays the same in the Eastern Conference, the standings wise, they'll face Milwaukee first round, so they're gonna get bounced out.
Yeah,
I would not know. I would not be surprised if that went 7 though. I would not.
Come on, bro.
That can't go 7.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I would
like
not
that,
be surprised.
I like that team, and they're long and rangy. It's just I wouldn't like that matchup.
Not against Milwaukee. Anybody else, I give you.
I think they would match up. I think they would match up pretty well with Milwaukee. Actually, I think they really would. I don't see them getting destroyed on that front line. I think Giannis is obviously going to do what he do. He's going to have a 40-point game in that series. That's what Giannis going to do to anybody. He did it against Embiid. He did it against Jokic. Does it against everybody. But KD, But I'm gonna give the Raptors their respect, man. Nick Nurse, he knows what to do, man. Like Nick Nurse is one of the best coaches in the NBA. That offense shouldn't work, but it does. And they're just so peculiar of a team because I think that every single one of their guys has had a 30-point game this season. Every single one of their starters, and even like deep into their bench, they have guys who've gotten 30-point games. Like Chris Boucher, every single one of their guys gets 30 points. So for a coach to be able to manufacture that type of offense, I'm not gonna be surprised if that shit goes 6 or 7. Personally, not saying that they're gonna win. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if it's Game 7 in Milwaukee and Giannis has to put up a pretty good effort and they blow him out.
Well, let me get your predictions on the last part of her question was Golden State getting knocked out first round, and if everything stays the same, they'll as far as the Western Conference the Western Conference standings, Golden State will face Utah first round.
Oh, they won't get put out.
Nah,
that's the one that I can see going 7.
Cook Utah. They will cook you. They will cook Utah, man. They'll probably beat them in probably 5 or 6.
Yeah. That's going to be the game that's in Donnie out of Utah.
Donnie will have to. I think Donnie will make that 7, at least 6, 7.
I know, but they're going to blow at least 2 leads, and he's going to be done.
That is true.
He's going to be done.
Damn, I forgot about that. And the last, Tracy G, shout out to you. Was D Rose the best player on Knicks?
Yes.
No.
Who's
better? Last year?
I guess she's saying if he had
the
been
best,
healthy.
the best bucket. He's the best bucket. I don't know
he's the best point guard.
Who's the best player for the Knicks?
RJ.
Oh gosh.
You keep on sleeping on RJ, bro. RJ been balling.
RJ is super trash.
Damn, super trash.
He's saying this as he's looking at a screen where the Heat scored 140 points on the Hornets. So bad that LaMelo was turning the ball over even when the game was over.
RJ Barrett is the 2022 Armand game. They used to call Armand the black hole.
Yeah.
That's what RJ is. RJ ain't passing.
Damn, man.
Nothing. Ask Zion about RJ.
All right. As I am about a po' boy. He'll tell you more about that than anything else. Before we go more to Super Chat, let's get to the main topic at hand. Because there was a title game last night. The University of Kansas went against UNC, and man, that was a hell of a game. I did not expect the game to be that good. I thought because we got the upsets from the Final Four going to this. Well, let's just talk about the Final Four before we get to the title game. Duke going against North Carolina, and Kansas went against Villanova, but no one gives a fuck about that side. Duke North Carolina game. What was going through y'all? I know your household was probably rocking. Ken, what was you thinking about that game? Final Four.
Final Four. So I only saw the first half. So I watched the whole Kansas Villanova game, and Kansas came out like game busters. So I had a feeling that they were going to win that one. Villanova just, I don't know, they didn't look right. Now keep in mind, I haven't watched any of these teams play all year, so this is my first impressions of them just in general. So I was like, yeah, Kansas should win this one. Like Agape was on fire. This Braun kid, this white kid. Lucky from Germany or somewhere, overseas or something. He hit a couple of big shots. That kid that looked like Jerome's son, McCormick, he was out there just fucking motherfuckers up. So I was like, man, they look really, really physical. And I was really curious to see how McCormick would match up against another physical center, especially once I found out that it was UNC. Or Duke, because Duke has one. I think his name Williams on Duke. Who's that center?
Yeah, the big dude.
Big guy.
Yeah, number 15.
Look like he's real athletic and shit.
Yeah.
So that game was just pretty much a blowout. It was easy. UNC Duke only saw the first half, and it was rough to watch. I'm gonna be honest. Kansas. It looked like they had a nice offensive rhythm and a flow and everything. It looked good. The UNC Duke, man, just looked like a slugfest. It was just ugly.
You could tell they hated each other, or you could tell there's
it's a lot of tension.
It's a lot of tension.
And I couldn't really see any, especially with UNC. I was like, that's why I asked you first. I asked you, Sheldon, who are their best players? Because I couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm watching them play.
Yeah, especially the big guy. Who's the big dude?
Bangkok.
Yeah, who looked like
he looked like a fish.
He looked like, I was gonna say, he looked like that fish from SpongeBob who always talking about his leg. And then I
Shout
was
out to
saying
Baker.
he looked like the sloth from Zootopia.
I
That's
ain't trying to talk about this, brother.
Hey,
It just
'cause he-
bothered me.
but because I was the whole time I was
Every
watching.
time I wanted to pass.
No, and he was flopping around on the ground in the title game. But anytime, like the one thing I'll give him credit for, he got good footwork for a big man. He just don't know how to finish. That was the issue that I was seeing. I was like, all right, bro, you could be a first rounder, but you just ain't.
They all look rough to me.
Yeah,
Banchero was the only one that looked good. Like when he shot the ball, I was like, "That's going in."
Yeah.
Like he looked smooth. And when he's off, you can tell he's off. But when he's on,
Lamb surprised me though.
Who Love?
Oh, love. Yeah.
really, man.
Not to say I didn't
not a
expect
title
shit
game.
from him, Ken. I didn't expect shit from him.
Not a title game.
So that last stretch of the second half,
Mhm.
that was like, oh, okay, this kid got another gear.
Yeah, he does.
At times he looked good. At times he looked bad.
Yeah.
And that's just look again. Shelton has watched him way more than I, so he's the expert. I'm just based on what I've seen. It was just like, this is a mess. And then my cousin-in-law was like, Manic. He said the white boy could play.
He can.
And I was like, I wanted to see that. So I didn't get a chance to really see it. He has some big shots, but I missed the second half. So when I was going home, because I thought they were just going to get a game to fucking Duke. So I was surprised UNC won.
Man, that shit.
And I was happy too.
I was too. Everybody was like, thank God this happened. Like,
yeah.
I don't think no one wanted to see a Coach K go out like in the sunset. Not on some John Elway shit.
Right. This was not supposed to be a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it wasn't because, that would have, what's crazy is he lost his first game to Carolina as a coach and he lost his last game to Carolina as a coach.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie. Yeah. That's
Right. Manny didn't want no parts of that. So I told Manny after the title game, I wasn't going into the title game. It was kind of how you were with Cincinnati. We wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm just glad we beat Duke. Like that was actually the championship game for a lot of people. And they asked the question on one of the radio stations. They said, which game is going to be most memorable? Is it going to be Coach K going out or Kansas winning the championship? And they said the polls indicate Carolina beating Duke was bigger than the championship.
No one cares about Kansas in that title.
You're right.
No one cares.
Yeah, because that team doesn't have that team. And shout out to Kansas, my brother. Y'all can go back and watch my brother's thing because I gave him hell at halftime. I really, really did. So shout out to him. Yeah, I did. At halftime, I let him have it.
Why?
I don't know. I couldn't answer that question. I was up 15.
Yeah, I get you. Though. I get you. No, I get him just for the fact of how sloppy everything was. I was just like, oh. And then when that white boy was making them threes, I was like, oh, yeah. that's how they blow up the game.
Was threes. And the thing about it is Carolina plays better in the second half than they do in the first half. So I figured they would come out strong. They close this thing on out.
They was drinking the same shit you was drinking.
Right. Love hadn't got going yet, but in the UCLA game, he had like 27 in the second half. That Duke game, he had 22 in the second half.
Okay.
So he hadn't got going yet. I said, Love we always talk about he got another gear. He gonna kick in and he gonna get going. Manic is kind of doing okay, but Manic hadn't got going yet. Baycoat ain't hurt. He's holding form with the ankle. I said, man, we're gonna coast the second half. We're gonna coast the second half. We came out tight, and it got tighter, and it got tighter. And before you knew it, we were down.
The white boy named Manic?
Yeah.
All he could do is he don't even shoot threes good. All he can do is just shoot threes. That's what I realized in that game. Because like if he ain't hitting, he's useless. Because he ain't playing no defense like that for real.
He played a good defensive game that game.
He did in the Kansas game. He did all right, except when he got matched up with McCormick.
That's what I'm saying. When it counted,
made him seem like he was like 6'2".
When it counted, that motherfucker couldn't do shit.
Nothing.
Well, he was unfortunately put in that spot when Bangkok or whatever his name is rolled his ankle.
Yeah,
they called him Bangkok. I think it was like that nigga.
That's his new name.
Because he looked like a little bird. He also looked like an angry bird, don't he?
Man. Man. But I was shocked. Like I said, I was shocked that either one of those teams was there to be honest.
No one picked that.
They didn't.
We did. You and I.
Y'all did.
I'm talking about like in the beginning, like when things started off. No one expected Kansas and
this was the final matchup. They picked the final matchup.
Yeah. My brother with the super chat, Sal Jones said, "Tell Nick Rock Chalk Jayhawk who don't care about Kansas." He been a Kansas fan since Adonis Jordan, way back in the day when Roy Williams was the coach at Kansas. He's always loved Kansas, so that's been his squad. But I've always been a Tar Heel. So in saying that, like I said, we've always kind of went in it, but I didn't think either one of those teams was gonna make it through, because Kansas does not have a bona fide star except for Abaji, who's gonna be a good pro, by the way.
I like the big man too.
McCormick?
But, man, McCormick my brother been killing him all year. Which is, if you go back and watch them games, he ain't played good all year. When the
He didn't
tournament,
even look that all that
same
good.
thing with
He was clutch in
I
the
think it
end.
was just the matchups.
Yeah, he was clutch, and it was the matchups. He got hot in that game before.
Yep.
The same thing with Bako. Bako has not. He played small for a lot of the year, and what I mean by that is he brings the ball down. As a big man, your job is keep that ball above your head. If you get one of those high rebounds offensive, you go right up. He brings it down. He slapped the ball out of his hands because his hands are small. He's fumbling the ball. He's getting rebounds, but he have 21 rebounds and have 11 points. So it's kind of like he's not doing much with it when he get it. Yeah. So for him to play good down the stretch like both of them did, that was out of nowhere. These guys came. Kansas got hot at the right time, and Carolina got hot at the right time. Because Carolina was losing the scrubs. We lost to Pittsburgh.
Do you think that them force feeding Bangkok the ball got the rest of the guys out of rhythm?
It could have. And the reason why I say that is because the offense got kind of stagnant. Then in the second half, they was running the same little crazy play. And running that play was just not that same play was not. Kansas was on. I saw the play. I knew what was going on. Bako would come set the screen, and they were trying to get Love, and Love just couldn't do. He couldn't get off.
What was the difference maker? The X factor of the second half was that white boy for Kansas.
Yep.
Who was he? Because that man was, bro.
He did.
He was getting. He was doing all the little shit to keep you in the game.
He was
and and it was subtle because it's like, all right,
he had like 12 and 12 or something like that.
Yeah, that second half he was cooking.
He made them black boys look white on you.
He did. Like I said, without him, he was the key to that whole run. I told my brother, him and then Remy Martin coming off the bench hitting them threes.
I couldn't believe his name was really Remy.
Bro, I thought he was talking about Remy mixed up what he was drinking.
Yeah, he came from Arizona State. And Remy is his job. Once they figured out his role, because early Kansas didn't have a role for him. Once they figured out his role was like, here, when you come in the game off the bench, you can need to score. Because he was starting at first. He was starting point guard, but he's not. He's a scorer. So they said, your job is to come in and light it up. You shoot. When you get the ball.
He was bad in that Villanova game.
He was.
They had to pull him out. So that's why, and like I said, I haven't watched him all year. So when he was in the game in the second half, I was like, oh, he was so bad in the Villanova game. UNC should be able to take advantage of this. And he was just hitting all kind of fucking threes. That shit was fucking crazy. He had one, I think, off 1 foot or something like that. That shit made no fucking sense. He was on fire.
My mom said, tell you, Nick, somebody care about the Jayhawks in our house.
Hey, I'm gonna say we on Eastern time. This ain't Central time with Kansas fans. Y'all got to take that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I was pulling for UNC Shelton because I wanted you to have a good night, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want you, because I know that's like, I didn't have a dog in the fight, and it feels good to be able to watch a game without having any rooting interest. Because you can just sleep at night.
Yeah.
you can sleep at night, bro.
Because, and let me say something on that and ask y'all that y'all had the same
go ahead.
problem, right? So check it out. If your team is in the championship game, which mine has been, yours has been too. If you lose that championship, we talking about any of the major sports. If you lose, Sports Center is gonna run that thing all that night.
That's why I don't like watching sports after
I won't watch sports. Like I haven't watched Sports Center since, and I watch sports on all the time. I haven't watched Sports Center since last night, and I probably won't watch tonight. Tomorrow will be the first day. Y'all do that too?
That's how I am when Brady wins.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
In the playoffs, Brady win.
I was like that when he retired too. Bro, I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see none of that glory shit.
Yeah.
Nah, but my thing with your team, and I know, and this is probably twisted the knife a little bit, but it was the fact that y'all had a historic loss.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, because I was rooting for UNC. Just like, oh, they got a black head coach. Then I remembered why I forgot y'all had a black head coach.
Because he loves his white wife.
Oh, I couldn't wait. I could not wait to pull that video out, Shelton. I was sitting there watching the game. I was like, man, if Hubert Davis win this game, I'm pulling up that video of Shelton going off on Hubert Davis.
If he won that game, he was gonna say, I already got a trophy at home. I've been one mine. I got me a white woman. Man.
He was running like a slave on the sideline.
Man, he was.
And he was doing that rah-rah shit at halftime.
You heard him?
We ready now. The game's on. I was like, bro. That was the first time I was like,
you heard
it ain't.
I told
he get practice at home.
I said he doing something that's totally out of character for Hubert Davis. Hubert, and that's what I was telling you. He's a calm dude. As a player, he was always real mellow. I watched him play in high school even. He was mellow. He was just this calm, always serene dude at Carolina. Now he's a rah-rah. He was talking trash. At halftime, he was like
talking trash.
He was saying at halftime, he basically said, y'all didn't expect us to be here.
The reporter lady just looking at me like, oh, so tell us about halftime. He talking about some shit. He got it right. Yeah. He come out here like they just won. He was like baby girl, you don't understand where we at right now? We hot. It was up 15. I was like, bro, it's too early. I was like, the game is all. Y'all be saying this all the time. Basketball game all about runs. Man.
And I thought UNC had one in them. I thought I was like, Kansas just came out hot, desperate team, and UNC gonna settle down and they'll get going again. And it never came. Mm-hmm. And then Love, man, because I remember you saying Love was good and Manic and everybody you said was good wasn't good.
Love was all right. He was all right.
In spots.
Yeah,
he'll have a good drive to the basket. He'll lay it up.
He almost had I was like, oh, this could be potentially a first round guy if he keep playing like how he did in that first half. Nah, man.
I think he was like 5 for 24 or something.
He was bad.
He was bad because he was shooting crazy layups. It wasn't
It was sloppy. It was just sloppy.
He was 5 for 24, 13 points, 1 for 8 from 3. He was taking crazy shots and he wasn't getting open looks like he normally does.
And I couldn't tell who was like the guy on that team. And
it seemed like it was Bacot.
I think just they were trying to get McCormick in foul trouble and get him out the game, and it didn't work.
Right.
Because I don't think he made a shot in the second half.
Right.
He
wasn't. He got fouled a bunch of times. He was going to the line, and he didn't do too great from the free throw line. But they were trying to draw fouls on to get McCormick out. Lightfoot, which was the backup center, he plays a lot too. He had 4 fouls. So that was kind of like the game plan, similar to how Duke's game plan was, which is crazy because I thought what happened with Duke was going to happen to Carolina, which was Duke's big man got 2 early fouls, and he was going to be that dude. That was who was going to punish Carolina. He only played about 17 minutes, and that's why Duke lost, to be honest, because Baycoat can't stay with that boy. That boy is too quick, and it just messed them all the way up.
Well, before we get to that, because I think I want to get people's thoughts. Do you have any thoughts on the title game? Did you watch it at all?
Nope.
Damn.
Didn't watch
You missed the basketball. You supposed to be. That's the next crap coming out.
True. I had a lot of family stuff happen to me over this past week that had me just kind of out of commission.
Gotcha. And
my mom said we root for Tar Heels in the house too. My mom was torn because she don't like either one of us to lose.
Where do you see UNC go from there?
I don't know. That's the big question. I haven't looked at the recruits that we have coming in. I normally stay on top of that, but I know he's recruiting a couple guys. But we get to see what Hubert's made of because if he had won a championship, it would be only the second first-year head coach to win a tournament champion. And the last one was Steve Fisher at Michigan, but he took over that team right before the tournament started because the coach was going to, I think, Ohio State. He had taken the job. So Steve Fisher took over right at the start of the tournament. Hubert took over at the beginning of the year. As a matter of fact, the day after was his 1-year anniversary. But this was still, in essence, it was Roy Williams' team. So in saying that, we really don't know.
And hey, Roy was there the whole time. He was like, nigga. You could hear what he said. Like, nigga, you better get this. Put this up, boy.
Right. So, but I like what Hubert did, man. As much as I hated on Hubert, talk trash about Hubert made adjustments to get those guys playing at the right time. And I'm proud of him. I didn't feel bad. And the only reason I did it was because they beat Baylor, they beat UCLA, and they beat Duke.
More victories.
That's all it is. That's really all it is. But they had the toughest run to the championship of any of these teams. And they handled their business to that point. And They couldn't close it out. But
Are those guys on the bench that bad
no,
that he can only go 6 deep?
nah. Some of those
yeah.
guys, they got talent on the bench. 24, I can't think of his name.
Because they nearly killed that one boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That motherfucker came down, was throwing
What's
up on the
crazy
court.
is
Oh yeah, I forgot he was. This nigga got a COVID.
He talking about he was.
He got a, bro, he got a whole.
they say he got hit, but I didn't see him.
I
get
Nah,
hit.
they, bro,
I didn't see him
but
get
they was
hit.
like, bro, that's an asthma attack.
That's
That
your
nigga-
boy's brother.
Cam
Cam's
Johnson.
brother.
Yeah, they look similar.
They look just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because he was talking about like this. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Like he
no,
can't
bro,
breathe.
that
Yeah.
they was about to have a kid die on the court.
Yes,
He was close.
because he didn't want to put anybody else in the game.
But a couple of those guys started early, so they're not that bad. I liked a couple. I don't know why he went to such a short rotation, but once again, I said I'm not going to question it because it worked. McCoy, number 22, he's a good player. 24, they got a couple of those guys that could actually play and actually played early. But he tightened that rotation, and those guys, they play hard and they work. It worked. So I can't.
It's just when I watch Kansas, like when I watch that team on the limited games that I've seen, I think it's only been 2. I could tell who the best players are when I watch them.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that Agape guy, man, he's the
Right.
guy.
Mhm.
Bron, like he's a guy that just he's big in moments like you don't expect. With those threes and shot here, block there, and stuff like that. You could just tell who the guys are. When I watch UNC, and they've been like this for me for the last couple of years, it's just like you can tell who the guys are.
Right.
And and of course I think a lot of them were seniors and stuff too, right? So a lot of veterans on Kansas.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they got grown men.
They were. I think UNC was UNC the youngest.
They were young. Yeah, they were the youngest team. They got
yeah.
a couple sophomores. Kevin Love's a sophomore. RJ, the other point guard, is Kevin Love played point initially too. He was a point guard, and they switched him. They switched roles. So that's what I'm saying. He made adjustments where necessary, and got the players on the court.
Because RJ Davis, he's been there for a few years, haven't he?
He's a sophomore.
Damn, why I feel like I've seen him before, heard that name before.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
God, he looks so familiar.
But he was backing up Love at the point, and then they decided to play them both together, move Love off the ball, and thus we got now.
It was a fun game though.
I did. Yeah, I liked it.
I really enjoyed it.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I didn't see the white wife the whole time. I don't know what she was. Probably doing white wife things. But I never saw.
Going back to Tracy G brought up a good question in the chat, and it seems and FIFA, I want to get your thoughts. I don't know if you heard about this shit. Why are all the old school Lakers, coming at LeBron? Because now they said was Magic right about it being Bron's fault for DeRozan?
Oh wow, that was bad.
I don't think you could squarely put it on LeBron. I think decision to bring in Westbrook over some of the options had to be a LeBron, AD, Rob Pelinka. What's the head coach? Vogel.
Oh yeah, they said they ain't bringing Vogel back.
Vogel. Yeah.
He out.
So he's out.
Yeah, Vogel out.
Okay.
They said they mutually parted ways.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, so he's like out as of right now.
No,
after the season.
like
So basically,
once that fourth quarter that shit hit 0-0,
he out.
Yeah. He gone.
That's
bro.
the start of fourth quarter. They got his box ready for him.
Yeah, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But all of those people had to be involved to some degree. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just LeBron. Hey, LeBron, should we make this move? Yes or no? I don't think it happens that way. So I think everybody involved, the Lakers organization, has to be held accountable for not going with some of the better options. Because look, they went for star power over fit. And I think chemistry and fit play a big thing in sports to win championships, to create dynasties. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it fit. And Russ, I'm like, okay, I thought it would be better than what it was. And that, to me, that's a lot on Russ. A lot of people trying to say, oh, Russ this, that. Russ was bad. Let's just be honest. He's the worst three-point shooter in the NBA. 29%. Look it up. The worst. I watched games where this man was airballing layups, missing dunks. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a combination of a lot of things. It's not just LeBron. And how dare we blame LeBron when LeBron is still putting up MVP-like numbers?
Don't do that, bro. Don't say how dare we. We always blame the best player on every team. We blaming KD for what's going on with Brooklyn.
We're not blaming KD. I think everybody's giving KD a pass because he was injured. He's even talked about
There's
that.
a lot of niggas that's not giving the Nets any pass.
But do you understand?
Yeah, they not. Nah.
You understand that their big three, the Lakers' big three, played 21 games together, right?
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
It just didn't work. But Nick, you saying that we can't, like, LeBron is putting up MVP type numbers.
That's fine.
Is that not what is expected? So he did his job.
No. His job is to get him to the playoffs.
See.
Is that not his job? Sheldon, what's his job? It's his
For
job
one,
to
hey,
be.
I agree
It's
with
his
Nick on
job
that one.
because first of all, he's not winning the MVP. So him
Yeah.
putting up MVP
Nah,
numbers
he's not the
doesn't
MVP.
mean shit to me.
Yeah.
So because unless you about to win it, then you're just putting up great numbers like he's
Mhm.
supposed to, like we're accustomed to him doing.
Just empty
So
calories.
then what him coming to LA wasn't about being an MVP. It was
Mhm.
about bringing a title. He did that once in the bubble. Now, if we're looking at a combination of his time in LA, it's looking like that bubble was an outlier. If you want me to keep it being, like,
100%.
what does Cowherd always say? You take your best year off, you take your worst year off. Whatever you have in the middle
100.
is who you are.
No.
The Lakers in the middle are not a playoff team.
100%. And you know what? Mr. Glass, had 2 months off before that bubble thing happened. So he was put back together, taped up, ready to go. At the end of the day, Nick, this is a team sport. And it takes more than just one guy to win a championship, to make the playoffs, and be a true legitimate competitor, right? Because there are one-man bands out there, Luka Doncic. Luka's young as hell. He can carry that weight nowadays. You know what I'm saying? He can do that. There's guys that can do that. LeBron he's not that. That's where he's falling back.
So if he's putting up MVP numbers but can't
Mhm.
get his team into at least the play-in, then what is he?
Well, he's still a great player, still a superstar. His team had tremendous amount of injuries, and the fit was bad.
But see, that's part of the problem for me, and the reason why he gets some of that blame, because he did have a hand in those decisions. I think he did. I believe. I don't think Magic is 100% right. Like it's
So
all
you're
his
saying
fault.
that I'm absolving LeBron James? Because I gave him blame too.
No, I'm just saying a lot of it is on him because unlike other players, LeBron is part GM as well. He is in those boardroom meetings, and he has a heavy influence. If the three of us are those people that's making those decisions, and I'm LeBron, I'm gonna influence you, and I'm gonna influence him. That's kind of how that works. So they, trying to keep him happy more than anything else. So him going after Russ was a LeBron idea from all intents and purposes, what I understand. So I kind of blame him for kind of where they're sitting. Yeah, he had a good season, statistically, but once again, that's empty calories. It's kind of like what difference
It's
does
going
it
to be
make?
interesting because the one thing I like about the Lakers is that is franchise over everything else, and we don't give a fuck that is LeBron. We're gonna tell and we're not making any moves at the trade deadline because basically they told him you made this, you gonna stew in it. And then they said, we're going to bring the same motherfuckers back.
Because this ain't Cleveland where they turned that whole roster around after that.
He said, we're not doing that. We don't
Yeah.
answer to you.
Yeah.
Like, we're the Los Angeles Lakers. And we're going to bring everybody back.
Is the Laker brand bigger than LeBron James?
Of course.
Yeah.
Even right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Lakers will be here when LeBron is done playing. Like it's just it's bigger than Bron. No one player is bigger than any entity. Because think about it, even Jordan at some point in time generationally is gonna fade. Still be part of culture, but it ain't gonna be the same as even what it is right now.
But I could argue Jordan's brand is bigger than the Bulls brand.
Yes, because of apparel. But again, I think that eventually is going to fade. It won't be bigger long term.
Weedham Boys says LeBron is chasing the scoring record held by Kareem, not keeping his team in the playoffs.
I mean, narratives are narratives. I just know that when I saw them, they just looked like a really bad team, and I didn't see anything that could help them. So that's it. And everybody was hurt. So it is what it is. Bad roster, everybody was hurt. It is what it is. It's a lost season. That's why I don't think they're trying to make the play-ins. They're trying to go ahead and get this breakup. And AD ass had the nerve to talk about sit here and bemoan fucking injuries. Like, you just missed half the fucking season. What are you talking about, man? Well, if only we all would have been healthy. Who knows what we could have been?
Phoenix shit?
Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up.
I don't want to hear that
Go
shit.
on your vacation.
Don't want to hear that shit.
He already on vacation.
Again, going the other team that's been disappointed this season is the Brooklyn Nets, at least to most people. Q,
Yo,
will the Brooklyn Nets make it out of the play-in tourney?
who do they have to beat again?
Right now, if I'm just going off what the standings are.
Charlotte.
If they stand today, they'll face Charlotte in a 1-game elimination.
Charlotte's been pretty frisky.
Charlotte just got waxed by the Heat, though.
Shit.
Yeah,
Miles Bridges.
they have much better defense than the Brooklyn Nets.
That's true. That is true.
For 1 game, I gotta go with KD, but they gotta win another one, right? They have to win 2 games, right?
Well, no, if they win this one, if they win the 9 and 10, then they just have to face the loser of the 7 and 8. So right now, that's between the Cavs and the Hawks.
So that's basically asking me, do I believe in KD and Kyrie for 1 game? I'm gonna say yeah. If they don't, then the slander is gonna fly. But
if they lose to Charlotte,
they not.
If they lose to Charlotte, bro,
No.
I can't fathom that.
No, that's too much star power, bro. It's just come on.
Well, actually, it may happen.
Charlotte got star power, don't they?
Yeah,
It's young. It's young. It's not.
That LaMelo Bridges combo ain't got. You don't believe in the
it ain't baked yet, man. It's still cooking.
You said
Kyrie and KD is cooked. They well done. You know what I'm saying?
It's a single elimination. Anything can happen.
Right.
No.
LaMelo could drop
No. It don't matter.
40,
it don't matter what LaMelo.
This could be LaMelo moment, bro.
No, this is Kyrie and
ball
KD.
out.
This is Kyrie and KD. He can, and it's not gonna matter. See, y'all talking like, oh, he can't do it. No.
I didn't say he could.
No. But you're being very cynical with what the fuck and how you saying it, Nick.
I'm just saying.
I got you, Shelton.
I got
you, Shelton. No, he can't.
Shelton, they can't win the game. They can't win 1 game.
No, not Kyrie and KD.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I mean, it's possible. We beat them last time we played them in Brooklyn.
See, look, Shelton got that
course,
confidence.
This is Shelton. But let's be honest. Look. This is playoff time now.
Okay.
Right? Kyrie,
It's play-in time.
Yeah, it's playing.
It ain't
all
off
playoff
yet.
start.
You gotta get in before you get
Yeah,
off.
100. But I'm just saying, like Q said, come on. 1 game, Kyrie, KD. Do we need to go back through the archives and history of the NBA to know what these guys have done in pressure situation, big moments? Do we need to?
I don't think so.
Okay. So at the end of the day, you know, as much as I like LaMelo, as much as I like the new youngsters over there, they're not ready for that. Now, if we were talking Atlanta, Cleveland, one of them teams that they play, oh hell yeah.
That means they're gonna have to get through them. One of them.
If they beat Brooklyn, which they're not. Brooklyn is a legit title. You know they have the second best odds, right? In the NBA to win the title.
As a 10th seed.
Because of Kyrie and KD.
I'm just saying, as a 10th seed, we've never seen that before.
I understand that, but look, it's Kyrie and KD, bro.
Okay.
It's simple. Like,
Man, LaMelo got something for y'all.
see why we gonna let this guy? See, they talking shit while trying to give praise.
Hey,
Come on, man.
LaMelo ready, bro.
If you want him to make,
You ain't seen the commercial?
He does.
You seen the commercial, the AT&T commercial?
hey, he's trying to be employee of the month.
He does.
Employee of the player.
Anything's possible.
You always say, I can do anything or whatever he said.
He said, "That's right." Hey, bro, if them niggas beat the Nets, bro, hey,
I didn't want to play the Nets because I wanted to see the Nets.
don't be humble now, nigga. That's your
Nah,
team. But
you got to get one, man.
you can't get 1 game, bro.
UNC didn't win, so you got Charlotte left.
Oh man, them boys young, man.
It's
They not
Carolina
ready for
year,
that.
man.
I know. I mean, I'm just happy to be in the playoffs.
Oh,
In the
Lord.
play-in, man.
Just
I'm happy to be here. I want to get Miles Bridges signed and move on.
He y'all best player. What y'all gonna be shit without him.
I know. Get Gordon Hayward gone.
Oh man, but yeah, this play-in tourney is coming up. What is it? It starts next week, I believe.
Yeah, the playoffs start on the 10th, I think.
Yeah, so
Really?
I think. Yeah. I think I was talking to B about it. Man, I'm going Charlotte, bro.
so right now the fourth and these 2 teams are guaranteed in the play-in tournament. Charlotte and the Hornets is Charlotte and the Nets. But obviously we got the Cavs and the Hawks for the East, and then in the West we have Minnesota, the Clippers, the Pelicans, and San Antonio Spurs right now. The Lakers still have a chance to get in, but
It's a
it's only
wrap.
about 3-4 games left, unless they go on a streak and then San Antonio.
Unless
lose out.
San Antonio got to lose out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the teams. Out of those teams, who do y'all see? Like, which teams will make it out as the 7th and 8th seed in both conferences? So for FIFO, he already got Brooklyn as one of them.
Wait a minute. Right now, Charlotte is matched up against the Hawks.
Oh, did he just switch?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah, because the Hornets just lost. Yeah, they just lost.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's better for them.
Yeah, better for the Nets.
So who the Nets playing now?
So right now the Nets will play the Cavs.
See, I think that's tougher for the Nets.
But that one,
no.
one is more. If the 7-8 seed, like if whoever loses that one just plays the winner.
The Cavs.
Mobley's out.
Oh, Mobley's out.
Mobley's hurt.
Okay,
I don't know. If,
that's
yeah,
different.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll
He
be
said
back
they
by
said he
then.
was gonna be out for. I don't know if he's gonna be out until like even after they play in and shit like that. But he's out right now.
Yeah, they're 3-7 in their last 10 games too. So I just think that the Cavs are coming back closer to earth.
I think injuries and Young and the All-Star break was in their city, and they don't have enough experience to switch it back on when you get a week off. That's what I think that is. And now they learn. That's why they struggled. That's why I was interested to see if they could keep that up. 'Cause it's hard, man.
Now, based off the East standings, I think Brooklyn will become one of the 7th, 8th seeds. I actually think if it stands right here with the Hawks versus the Hornets, I may lean towards the Hornets.
The Hornets can beat the Hawks.
They could beat them.
Nets, Hawks. Trey, but man, Trey ain't got to let that shit go down. Trey don't give a fuck about nobody, bro.
He don't.
Trey is cold blooded. He talks so much shit,
and he back it up, so you can't really deny it.
He do back it up,
but
he gonna need some help.
Yeah,
he got help.
Who?
DeAndre Hunter,
John Collins.
John Collins ain't helping nobody.
Yeah, ain't he still out?
He's still out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
ain't counting on nobody else.
Herder. They still got
the
the
white
white
playoffs last year.
They still got Capella, right?
Capella's still there.
They lost tonight to
who?
Toronto. Toronto. Who else?
That's about it, bro.
Hunter and Herder, they had 20 and 21.
Yeah, they got guys.
Oh, they got Lemon Pepper Lou.
Bogdanovic, yeah.
Their issues defense.
It is.
Lemon Pepper Lou had 2 points.
It is, but I'm putting my money on Trey. Trey hit a shot. I forgot who they were playing. And he hit a shot against somebody. It was like a long three or whatever. And turned around. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. Just talking shit. He stayed talking shit, man.
That motherfucker hit the shimmy on KD.
Yep, I saw that one too.
Bro, he hit the shit. Bro, they left that nigga open for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. He straightened his shoulders out.
He straightened his shoulders. Got his posture right.
Comfortable, tucked his jersey in, and he shot the ball. I'm like,
tied
what
his
are
shoelaces.
they doing?
And then man.
Recorded a verse with Quavo. Like, this nigga did everything.
He was like, man, get the fuck out of here. He stayed talking shit, man. I love Trey, bro.
And he light skinned too. That's what makes it worse, bro. Out of all the niggas, bro. So y'all got who else got the Hawks in the Nets?
Nah, everybody watching this is subject to change, so don't hold us to this matchup.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that matchup. Hawks Nets.
I'm gonna go Nets Hornets. But in the West, we got again Timberwolves, Clippers, Pelicans, Spurs.
Wait, hold on 1 second. So the Hornets, you saying the Hornets gonna beat the Hawks, which I say.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn's gonna beat Cleveland.
Yeah.
So Cleveland will play the Hornets.
No, the Cleveland play the Hawks.
No, they're gonna play Hornets.
Oh no, they will play the Hornets.
So who you got winning that to go is the eighth seed.
Oh, I got the Hawks. I got the Hawks for that.
Wait, no.
I mean,
the Hornets or Cleveland.
No, I would have Cleveland for that.
Give me the Hornets. I think the Hornets gonna make the playoffs.
They can't win. They ain't gonna win two games in a row.
I know, but I want them to. Who you got, FIFA?
They can.
So in my scenario, I got the Hawks beating
the Hornets.
And
then
so that means that they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that means that they got to play Cleveland or Brooklyn, the loser.
So you got
Hawks versus Nets.
If
in his scenario,
no, who you got beating between the Nets and Cleveland? They play first.
Nets in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Nets.
So Cleveland against the Hawks.
Oh, the Hawks.
So you got the Hawks as your AC.
Eighth.
So yeah, I got the same picks as FIFO, and will pick the same.
Now the Hawks will play Cleveland on the road.
Yeah,
I still got the Hawks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Trey.
Honestly, I think Trey's more dangerous on the road.
Mm-hmm.
He loves playing on the road, bro. He loves to make people quiet.
Yeah, I'll take Trey on the road. That's good money.
Who y'all got for the West? Timberwolves, Clippers. Right now, the Timberwolves and Clippers would play 7, 8 seed, and then 9 and 10 would be Pelicans and Spurs.
Ugh, that's an ugly matchup.
Yeah, the West is
I can tell y'all mine right now. The Clips. I think the Clippers are gonna get that 7th seed, which would force Minnesota to have to play the winner between New Orleans and San Antonio, which I think will be the Pelicans, and Minnesota will get the 8th seed.
So the Clips versus the Wolves, right?
Yes.
Give me Timberwolves. And Pelicans versus the Spurs. Shit.
That's a wash like a motherfucker.
It is. Give me the Pels.
They're at home.
Give me San Antonio.
Yeah, give me Pop.
I'm going Pop.
I'm going Pels.
So who y'all got between the Clippers and the
I got the Clippers getting 7, and I got the Wolves facing the Spurs, and I got the Wolves being 8th. So I got Clippers 7, Wolves 8.
So I got Wolves versus Clippers, and I got Wolves, and then I got Pels versus Spurs. I got Pels. So what's the
Clippers will face the Pelicans.
Clippers. So I think Wolves Clippers.
7, 8. I just got them reversed.
Yeah.
So Wolves versus Spurs for me. Give me the Wolves, man.
So you got Clippers beating the Wolves.
No, I got the Wolves beating the Clippers.
So it'll be Clippers versus the Spurs.
Oh, the Clippers still in it? Oh, give me Pop.
Oh, wow. Hey, bro, come on, man.
What?
Bro, the Clippers ain't losing twice.
So you pick Pop over Ty Lue.
Yeah. Y'all overhyping Ty, man. Ty can coach, man.
Ty got the greatest comebacks of the last
he does,
50 years.
This hype needs to stop.
Damn, so then if that's the case for the West, the Suns will face some of y'all picked the Suns will face the Clippers, and then the Wolves will face the Grizzlies, or reverse. The Suns will face the Wolves, and the Clippers will face the Grizzlies. In the East, there will be Miami. Some of y'all picked Miami facing Atlanta, and Boston facing Brooklyn, or just reverse. Or for you to get, you got the Hornets facing the Heat.
Heat would wash them boys.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're not ready for
now
that.
Brooklyn versus Boston. That's a series to watch.
Yep.
I think whoever Brooklyn facing the first round is a series to watch.
100. Because a team that talented should never be that low.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would love to see them play Milwaukee. Just for the pure matchup of it. I just think that'd be the best series to watch.
Well, shit, they will play them second round if they get there.
Are y'all excited about this NBA playoffs?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm.
I feel like it hasn't been. No one's really been hyping it up. I know there's a lot. I mean, we just got off the NCAA championship and shit like that. But it's just like usually you could feel the playoffs coming. It's like
I feel you, but I think what's gonna happen is like because of the lull. When we actually get the games, people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, yeah, this is actually really good basketball right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I feel you. I don't feel the energy like the whole playoff and the whole 40 games, 40 nights. I'm not.
Because the best players are at the bottom. LeBron, KD, Kyrie, 10 seeds, fighting for 10 seeds.
Well, you know what, Ken? Like, I like that because what that means is we're gonna start creating more new household names.
The Warriors struggling. Curry's been out. Like this, these are the superstars that.
Yeah, the mega stars aren't.
So
there.
yeah, you're right. Where are the household names?
But I'm saying like the upcoming household names. Who's my guy from UGA that's now with the Wolves?
Anthony Edwards.
Like Anthony Edwards is gonna become a household name. You know what I'm saying? Like if he puts on a performance. Devin Booker became a household name with his performance.
He got one commercial.
What commercial?
Ken.
I forgot what commercial y'all.
Ken, I didn't say he is. You're talking about now. I'm talking becoming.
That's a good conversation. Is the NBA in good hands once LeBron retires?
Yes.
Where are the personalities?
I don't think so.
What do you? Okay, look.
The last 3 MVPs we got, don't nobody give a damn about.
Okay,
Clay.
okay. What are we? Okay, if we're talking off the court, then yes, I give.
That's
I give it to you.
household.
Skill is household. Performances is household.
It's status. Because
Yeah.
it's basically if your mama knows who this player is by
Yeah.
name, then they a household.
And
name.
they know
So
LeBron, not
Trey
just
Young's not a household name.
Oh, Trey Young, yeah, he getting there.
He's getting
Is he
there. I
there
won't say
yet,
he's. I
though?
won't say he's still a household name.
I
though.
still don't think so either.
Nah.
And I think he should be. I think he
In
could be,
Atlanta,
but
he
he's not
is.
yet. But overall, he's still not there.
But he will
what he
be.
did-
He will be.
Well,
He will
whatever
be.
he did in Madison Square Garden,
I
to me,
hope so.
that's big.
Yeah,
That
I
was a
think
big
that's
moment.
household.
That was a big moment. Yeah, for
That's
him.
household though.
It's still not though, because you can't go to most moms and be like, Trey Young. They still ain't gonna know who Trey Young is. They know Curry.
They know KD. They
know-
know Kyrie.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They know LeBron.
So-
those are the names.
because they've been there multiple times. So I guess look, Trey Young's still cooking too.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he
You can't.
on
Okay.
that level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
You
still
got to be
cooking. He ain't
consistent
baked.
deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's
consistently.
only been once
Mhm.
last year.
Yeah, last
This
year.
is his second year potentially.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
so we'll see. But again, I think that we're in the process of seeing those household names become household names. Anthony Edwards, this is his first time.
Ja is
Trey,
probably the
Ja
closest
Ja's
thing
close
to it.
to being next.
He's
Yep.
probably the closest thing to it.
Yep. And he hurt himself by getting hurt because now he's not
Mhm.
making highlights. People not talking about him.
Right.
Yeah, but everybody saw what he's been doing throughout the
Yeah.
season, and
But we even forgot that quick. We what I mean by that is even when we were naming these names, I just all of a sudden hit me, but we all forgot to name Ja first. And he's honestly probably first. That's how quick you can fall out of favor with that's how quick the microwave society is. though.
is Jason Tatum on that list?
Mm-mm.
He could. I was thinking about his name. I think he could be up, like getting closer there. I'll put him on the same level as Trey as far as
Right.
Okay,
path of the house.
These playoffs are gonna matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Joel Embiid a household name, and he has personality.
I put him with Ja at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
He has
Yeah.
personality.
I
agree with
give
that.
him and Ja the same level.
Okay. Trying to think, go through all the damn teams.
DeRozan, no.
Nah,
Levine, no.
he's not a guy like that.
LaMelo, maybe if he depends on what he's doing.
He can. You know, I don't think this is the year. I just don't think this is the year for him. But I
No.
need to see what they do this offseason. And they're in good hands. Like, they have talent. They have a direction. They have an identity. You know,
it'll be his second contract before he's in that realm.
yeah.
But he came
When he
in with a
re-up.
lot of attention. That's why I'm giving him that
It's
grace.
fading though.
Yeah. Because I don't think any other nigga in his position will not get an AT&T
They talked about
commercial.
LaMelo. We talking about LaMelo?
Yeah.
They talked about LaMelo way more than they did last year. Than they did this year.
Yeah,
I
he
think-
took
I
the
think-
world by
It's
storm last year.
Yeah, he did.
It's true.
So
It is.
He
Yeah.
said
It
it's
is.
true.
even
I
though the
think-
team is better this year than last year,
They're
it's more balanced this year than last year.
Yeah,
So
100.
Bridges has taken some of that shine because Bridges, maybe the most improved player.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you got Scary Terry's playing great basketball too. So it's kind of like LaMelo's getting less shots.
Yeah, and it's okay because he's naturally
Yeah,
a playmaker.
yeah.
So it doesn't hurt the team.
You're right. It
You know,
doesn't.
It's like Jalen Green, right? Like if Jalen Green don't get shots, your
Mhm.
team not good.
Right.
You know, like Jalen got to shoot.
Jalen been balling.
He's a volume scorer.
He has been balling.
Told
Like
y'all.
putting up
Hey,
30.
Did you see his response the other night?
Mm-mm.
I forgot what they asked him. Oh, they asked him like to sum up like his rookie year. He says, "I'm a bucket."
These young kids, these youngsters.
Now
He-
I
he
tell
need
you,
to
I
say,
like Jalen, boy.
I'm gonna win. Wait till you get there.
Yeah. Of course, he young. He young. They brash, man.
Yeah.
But look, they've always been
That's
brash.
good though.
Because you know what? Look, the NBA is always a fraternity of who has it and who wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like KD has it. Like KD got the MVP. KD's won a championship. KD got the scoring titles. You know, like there's guys that have LeBron
And you need that
has it.
personality too. Like you gotta have sound bites.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing: you need the guys that can back it up.
Mm-hmm.
He's backed it up. He
struggled
I
out
can-
the gate and damn near the whole season, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's finding it next
takes
year.
time.
If we still talking about potential household names, depending on how he plays in this year's playoff, I think Donovan Mitchell could possibly get injured closer to that.
He missed it.
Yep.
When?
Yep.
thought
The
so,
bubble?
too. I
What
thought the bubble.
I
what
think the
what
bubble
what,
could have
shot.
did it, but
Yeah.
what was the playoffs when he was open, but Connolly took the three and that was the moment.
I remember that.
That was the
Oh
moment
man,
because I want to say
was
that
that
would
the
have got him
bubble?
to the Western. I don't know if that I don't remember if that was the bubble, but I remember that would
I
have got him to the
remember
Western
that.
Conference Finals. It was like maybe like 3 or 4 seconds, and Connolly could have made the pass to Donovan, but he took like a deep, like running floater type of three, and Donovan watched it,
I remember that. I
he
forgot
just
what
hit the
series.
floor
Yeah,
because he left it all out there.
yeah.
And to me, when you're the superstar, you deserve that shot. I don't give a you give that man the ball, especially if you're a point guard, bro. You give that man that ball.
And it's Utah, so you know.
And I was gonna say the market. I think if he gets to New York, he becomes a household name.
Yeah, but I was just saying that because he brought a lot of attention to Utah that year.
Yeah, I mean he got it. He got the game. I think he got like flair, style, pizzazz, a bit of personality. He has it all, but they're like middle of the road. Like he's not doing enough for people outside of Utah to really care. Like, where are your highlights? Where are you dunking on people? Ja trying to kill everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Ja just always a highlight of Ja. Where is Donnie shit?
I think Donovan a lot like
And he
D
used to have
Wade. You know, his first 2 years in the league, he hit the ground a lot.
And yeah,
And I think, you know, especially again, I watch Chris Brickley a lot, and I know Donovan. That's his main trainer. He like D Wade. They're not hitting the floor a lot now because he's not as aggressive. He's more. I think he's taking less risk. I think he's playing a
Because
little bit
Donnie used to
smarter.
be trying to
Yes.
yam on
Yeah,
him. People
yeah.
forget he got
He could.
bunnies.
Yes.
He got
he-
bunnies.
Yeah, he
For
could.
his size, he got
Yes.
bunnies.
I used
Yes.
to love him.
And body. Like you gotta when you small like that to catch a body, you gotta have some body. And he got body on him too. So like he could take somebody that's taller, lankier, but just body him up. Like I could jump with you and body you. Yeah, man. But I think that he's thinking longevity right now because you don't see him attack the same way he used to. He's more under the basket now, which is smart. I'm okay with it. He's a small guy. Can't do that long.
This Lakers thing is just sad.
They gonna miss the play in.
It's sad.
That's
man.
crazy. That's shocking to me.
It's sad.
You-
'Cause
Avery,
that's a
LeBron
lot.
James can't
Avery
get you a
Bradley
top
is a
10
starter.
team.
Yeah.
LeBron James can't get you a top 10 team.
Avery
I-
Bradley is a starter. Dwight Howard is a starter. Who's that other bum?
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk is a starter.
He couldn't even start in Charlotte.
Starter.
I read an interesting article about Malik Monk and how they damn near ruined him.
What in Charlotte?
Yep, it was a lot of like
Charlotte ruined a lot of guards.
yeah,
Let's
but
keep it a
they
bean.
were misleading him on a lot of things. They were telling him one thing and doing another. He developed
see
a
that.
bad attitude about it, and kind of stopped caring and shit like that. Then they start putting out negative headlines about him, and among the NBA
This
circles
nigga
and stuff
limping
like
already.
that. And he started to believe it. Like the Lakers actually revitalized his career, because basically Charlotte tried to sabotage him. When he got there, because they told him he was going to be a starter, then he wasn't.
Yeah.
He would barely get off the bench. It was interesting, man. Like reading that article kind of confirmed like this thing that I've been thinking. Like, why do some guys just not make it? And these organizations, sometimes I think, well, maybe they're not practicing hard enough. Maybe they, it's something that they're not doing, and sometimes it's the organization that's just screwing them.
Yeah.
I like to see that article. I do.
I'll
think
send it to
that-
you.
yeah.
It was a good read.
And I agree with part of that because
Yeah.
he would have a great game, and then you wouldn't hear nothing else from him. It was like nothing. So it was kind of odd. It was kind of odd to say
Yeah.
the least. And when you're a team that's middle to low, you should be able to play through that kind of stuff, especially if you're a high draft pick, like he was 11th or something like that.
Yeah,
And he
a lot
failed.
of promise. Yeah, man.
So he should have been able to play through some of those tough times, and they weren't allowing him to do it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you because I thought it was interesting because he might not come back this year. Like he's played so well for the Lakers that he's on a minimum contract. He took this minimum contract. He just bet on himself to kind of come back and try to prove that he is an NBA player. So, and I think he's done a good job of that. So, but yeah, it's interesting to seeing how that could happen. This is fool's gold.
All right,
Yeah.
I got a dip.
All right.
I really thought the Warriors were wrong for letting go of Bradley.
Avery
But
Bradley?
yeah, at the time I really did. I was like, man, he would help that team, but
Bro, Avery
getting
Bradley.
GP3, I mean GP the second is better.
That's it. And I thought
Yeah.
he was overhyped a little bit in fucking Boston, bro. Yeah, yeah. I was like, man, y'all need to stop. All right,
All
man.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, they always doing that. But Spurs win, it's over.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, I saw people from the Spurs say that they were not even trying to make the playoffs. The Lakers just kept losing,
That's crazy.
which is kind of crazy. Like, how do you lose 6 straight? I mean, I know how you can lose, but
That's just crazy to me. Because that team, they have no fight. There's nothing that they offer.
I mean, he just took the whole fucking year off, man. It's fucking nuts.
FIFO, Lonzo had another setback.
Damn.
Jim's hopes he's gonna play this season.
It's a wrap for the
Yeah.
Bulls. And it was funny because Nick and I we were talking about that earlier, and I was telling him, I was like, a team like the Bulls, the way I look at a team like the Bulls is they need all their pieces to work.
Mm-hmm.
Without
team.
Yep. Without like because they don't have like a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that team is structured, if you lose Lonzo, that impacts the
It's
team.
a lot.
Yeah. And typical Nick, I was like, it may seem you may not see it and may not feel it in like in the box score and stuff like that.
Right.
But his presence and what he does on the court helps everything else go. And without him, well, they ain't gonna get. It's not. They probably weren't gonna get past the second round anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now they may not get past the first round without Lonzo.
Right.
So that's the difference. And they got hit by injuries, and it changed their season.
100%. That injuries this year has been huge across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got players that haven't played yet. You got that were stars. Kawhi, Jamal Murray, Ben Simmons, all these names that played no games, let alone, the ones that played a couple, Paul George, AD, all these big, big, big names have been sitting out this year. You got Ja down for a long stretch. CP was down for a long stretch. These guys were missing so many games that it kind of dimmed the season out. We were kind of in the dumps for a second with basketball.
Yeah. Watching this game without sound, honestly, I really like watching basketball without sound. Because it allows you to just focus on really what's happening versus what the commentators are saying. But the thing that I'm really picking up in this game, even though that the Lakers are up by 6 right now with 8 minutes to go in the first, their body language is horrible. AD's body language is saying, "I don't want to be here. I'm here because they pay me a whole bunch of fucking money,
and I missed all those games, so I have to play at least last."
Exactly, and I'd rather be on vacation right now." Look at how he's laboring up and down the court. Like he's flailing, he's throwing up his arms. There's no motivation. Look at that, no box out. Like he don't want it.
Exactly.
And, this whole team don't want it. And when, like I said, I give LeBron. I'm not absolving him, but you're fucking professional basketball. You gotta want it. When you're out there on that court, it's a blessing to be on that court.
Right.
Leave it on the court. AD's not doing that.
You know the crazy thing to kind of add to that? There were times where Russ didn't look like he was giving it his all. That's never been Russ. But there were times out there it looked like
they look defeated. Russ looks so I feel what you're saying. Like to me, Russ still gives effort, but it's a defeatist effort. It's not the same. It's not the same energy, man. And this Laker team, like they really got to just blow it up. Like I don't know how you salvage it.
Well,
I don't know how you can blow it up though. Like who's
right.
gonna take these pieces?
Yeah, I mean that. A lot of these guys are on one small, like 1 year contract minimum. So a lot of these guys they could just let go. If I have to look at the salaries, but I don't think a lot of these guys will sign to a long term deal. So if anything, we know that their intent is to bring back their big three: LeBron, AD, and Russ. What they do with the rest of the pieces, I don't know. THT, they may package him up and send him. We still didn't see Kendrick Nunn all year, so
All
we don't
year.
know what impact he could have had on this team. And if so they still got him, and I think he signed a multi-year contract. So they probably still have him, Russ, THT, and I think that's about it. So
That's crazy, man.
so Pelinka gotta get back at it and do it again, man, and try to see what he can do. But more importantly, I think the biggest thing is LeBron, AD gotta stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not healthy, then it's the same thing next year. Like it's hard to you can look at the team and say they're not playing hard. Vogel don't know the rotations. The roster's bad. But we also got to look at the team and say the three of them only played 21 games together. And the Lakers as a team, didn't get a chance to really develop any type of chemistry or anything. That was supposed to be slow and we build momentum going into the playoffs. That didn't happen. And offhand, I don't know the record that they had all three together, but I wouldn't imagine it was the best. But they were still learning how to fit and play with one another. I think it would have improved over time. But 21 games out of what, 80? Did they reduce the number of games?
No, it's gonna be 82 this year, but it was
I mean, what
70-something games. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, what is that? That's not even half a season.
Mm-hmm.
So, they were bad. They were shit all year, and it is what it is. But I'm telling you, man, this feels this feels a lot like Kobe, bro. Remember, it got to a point where Kobe couldn't carry the Lakers no more, man. Kobe was just out there, bro, and the Lakers were losing.
Yeah.
People forget about Kobe's last days as a Laker.
Mm-hmm. It was bad.
It was bad. It was just like this.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't just like this because the difference was Kobe was more broken down than what LeBron is right now. And also the averages was like down.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about in terms of like losing and stuff like
losing,
that.
yes. Look,
Just the attitude of the team.
100%. The Lakers have lost. What was the stat? The Lakers in the last 10 years have only had 1 or 2 winning seasons in the last decade, and one of them was the bubble championship.
It's crazy.
They haven't been look. They're a better brand than they are a basketball organization.
Mm.
And that's the problem with the Lakers. What do I always say? You either buy or you draft your championships. The Lakers have bought a lot of their championships. And in my opinion, that way doesn't work for a long time. And they're gonna have to draft some. Like it's the Lakers. I don't know where you go from here.
Yeah, and I think they've lost a little bit of pedigree too. I think LeBron helped it by wanting to go there and stuff like that.
And think about that, Ken. How many years have they had cap space and nobody signs there?
Yep.
How much of a destination is it really?
It's kind of like New York. Nobody want to go to New York either. Oh, look, they don't put Austin Reeves back in the game. Vogel benched him for the last 2 games, say he was shooting bad. I'm like, bruh, like, seriously.
Hey, I was gonna tell y'all something I looked at earlier and I can't find it no more. But y'all know what the worst contract in the NBA is? John Wall. I didn't realize John Wall had signed that max extension and ain't played at all. John Wall gonna make $91 or $92 million over the next 2 years. And ain't played not 1 minute of basketball.
Guaranteed contracts.
That's crazy.
But there are clauses and stipulations where the team may not be on the hook for all of that. Due to injury and stuff like that. Like it's like the medical insurance. So insurance will pay part of his salary. Now, from John Wall's standpoint, he's whole.
Yeah.
But from the team standpoint, they may not have to pay 100% of that salary.
But I think that I know they be paying for it now because he's healthy. He can play now.
Yeah.
So now they just
he can play and they're not playing him.
Not at all.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I didn't know he was fully healthy. No.
Yeah.
I know they were trying to trade him, but I thought part of the reason why he wasn't being traded was because he was still hurt.
No.
Nah, I've seen him work out.
Wow.
All season, and he looked good.
It's the
and
contract.
then remember he played early when they had Boogie Cousins on that team.
Yes, I
So
do.
he played early, but they didn't play him
Why is he not playing then?
They just
because they
told him to
can't
stay
move
home
him.
this year.
They can't move him. They don't want him to get hurt again. And he just doesn't obviously doesn't fit the timeline of that
He
team.
doesn't fit what they're trying to do. They're in the youth movement, and he
Yep.
does not fit. But they don't have a willing trade partner,
Mm-hmm.
so
He's
there's
just cap
no
space.
point in trading him. Just let him sit at home.
That's crazy.
If they could amnesty one person, that is who it would be.
Mm-hmm. But he's still getting paid, still getting checks,
So
and working out in the gym in the free run.
100%. So you know what an amnesty is, right? Like this is the crazy part about like these little clauses and shit. So whenever they have a period that they can, amnesty a player, what that means is that player's contract no longer counts against your cap, but you still have to pay that player.
Mm-hmm. What happened to it though? When is that? I don't
Oh,
understand how it's used because a couple players got amnesty, but I can't remember who
yeah.
all was.
I want to say it was the last time that they collective bargained, and then like they threw that in there, like a one time type of thing
Yeah.
within the next year or two or something like that. So it's not a all the time type of thing. I think they have to. It has to be I don't know. Like I
I
don't.
gotta go look that up because I remember they were doing that to a couple players.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who all it got
Carlos
done
Boozer
to.
was the Bulls amnesty.
Mm,
At the end of the D Rose, Joe Kim Noah era.
because he was getting all that money too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that he got paid. Didn't they do it to Lou Aldings? I can't remember if he got amnesty or not.
No, Luol Deng got traded to the Lakers. I want to say the Lakers are either still paying Luol Deng or like they just
Yeah,
finished
it
paying
just
him.
finished or something
Yep.
crazy like that.
Yep.
Man, there's some players that are still. It's crazy like the Bobby. This different subject and different team, but I mean different sport. But Bobby Bonilla
Man,
is still getting paid. Ken Griffey Jr. has that same deal.
they call him Bobby Bonilla Day every year.
Yep, he get 1.6. Ken Griffey Jr. got the same deal. He's still getting paid
Mm.
because he stretched his stuff out over years. So he
Mm.
gets over $1 million per year.
Mm.
Over $1 million per year to do nothing.
Damn.
Drink More Water said, let me say this real quick. Now I got your super track, Drink More Water. Kareem did apologize to LeBron as an update. He said that over 60 years he's been doing interviews and sometimes he doesn't get them right. This is one of those times. He said that LeBron has done a lot for the black community and he was wrong.
He was. He was.
Yeah, what did Kareem say? I didn't
He said that a lot of LeBron's actions is beneath him. Just and was saying that LeBron is better than some of the things he's doing. Like he pointed to the Spider-Man meme about COVID-19 and the flu when he tried to compare it and stuff like that. So he's just been real critical about LeBron. I think LeBron is one of those guys. If we just get away from his game on the court, like he's been one of the guys that so far has been straight
Mm-hmm.
since he came in the league.
No blemish.
There hasn't been shit on LeBron, and I hope it stay that way because
Yeah,
man, they find something.
they always
They
do.
always find
They
something.
always do.
And there's a couple of things that's been out there, but
he
Mhm.
do got a side, baby. He do got a side, baby. Just saying.
Don't say
that's
that,
not
FIFO.
confirmed, man.
Don't say that, FIFO.
Because I did hear that, but
Got a side, baby. No,
there's no well,
there is.
there's no way he
There
got that
is.
low.
Yes, there is.
Well, Jerry Jones did too, so
I've heard that though. But I thought it was just rumors.
he ain't the only one.
He not.
Drink more water. Drink more water. What's happening? He said the league is in great hands once LeBron retires. You have stars in their prime like Giannis, Joker, Embiid, Luca, AD, not AD, and young guns like Booker, Mitchell, Trey, Zion, Tatum, and Cat. How you not gonna mention Melo? It's so much talent. Come on, drink more water. You know Melo in there. You saw that pass tonight. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. Do y'all think the Presto T? What's up, Presto T? He said, "Do y'all think the Lakers were too impatient? It feels like they've turned their roster completely over every year after the title."
I think they were disappointed with how things went last year. But again, we looked at the playoffs and the results of the playoffs, and but we didn't look and see that once again, AD and LeBron missed a significant part of the season. When this team was built, it was built around AD and LeBron. Everybody know this. When they are out, and this team is bad, and they need time to gel and build chemistry and get the rotations right and all the other stuff together so they can compete at a higher level. And AD got hurt in that series against the Suns, didn't he? Something happened. So with them so far, it's been injuries for the last couple of years, and once again this year. So it's a lot of what if, because we don't know what this team could have done. Even LeBron's first year is a what if, because he got hurt. So they got rid of Kuzma and everybody else, and that was it.
Yeah, I think that they are trying to win now. They're trying to that's the Lakers' mantra, trying to take advantage of LeBron years.
Yeah, these 4 years they had with him.
Yeah, so they have kind of moved on some people kind of quick, and they stunted some development and growth themselves on a few of these players. Connor Pearson Ward, what up, Connor Pearson Ward? He said Griffey getting $3.6 million this year. He's the sixth highest paid Cincinnati Red this year.
Wow.
Ken Griffey Jr.
I think they could have used DJ Augustin probably a lot sooner.
Yeah, he came in late. So did Stanley Johnson.
And low key, this Gabriel kid does a few things.
Him as well, yeah.
Those are kind of the guys that they needed. But yeah, I think so far, in this LeBron run, 2 years making the playoffs, 2 years not making the playoffs, 1 year title. So, out of 4, shit, they gonna make money off that shit forever, bro.
Yeah.
So, especially that title, bubble or not,
It's still a success.
they still gonna sell that shit, bro. Was there any more super chats?
I think that was the last one. We appreciate the super chat love, man. All y'all do helps us to grow the channel, help us to give you more content and get more time in. So we appreciate the love, man. Invite somebody out when y'all come next week too.
Yep. Well, that's gonna do it for us this week, man. I gotta go finish working on this. It's the Mike Stallone episode. Make sure you guys go check that out. It's the Mike Stallone, wherever you get your podcast. Brand new episode coming out tomorrow. Yeah, we're talking about Manana. I know that one, bro. I know that, and every time I get a chance to say it, I'll be waiting for a moment to say it, and I'll be missing it. Yep, but yeah. So catch that, and we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.